welcome back and happy holidays. Episode 67 of the Love Boat Project. I am Mike Robertson, joined as always by Mike Taylor. Mike, do they know it's Christmas time at all?
None of these people know it's Christmas time. Not one of these people.
Including the writers and producers.
The writers don't know. The crew doesn't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
So for old listeners who've been around for a while, you know the deal. But for new listeners, which we are getting some, we're always appreciative. The Love Boat, like most TV shows, we assumed, had a Christmas episode, a proper Christmas episode in season 1. It was actually a pretty good episode. Looking back, it was
good.
Very much enjoyed it. And so we were like, perfect. Every year we're going to have a Christmas episode, an excuse for us to get all Christmased up. Season 2, no Christmas episode.
Nothing.
And we could not let that stand. And so we decided that the last episode before Christmas that we put together will be the Christmas episode, regardless of what they do.
No matter what.
Last year was family fistfights and thievery from the gift shop.
That's right.
I believe sexual overtures offered for employment. This year, a little less hot button issues, but is it a Christmas episode? Well, that's our job to make it one. So,
talking about just forming clay into something that resembles Christmas, not going to be easy.
Like we said, this is the 18th and 19th episode on Paramount Plus, who, by the way, Paramount Plus, great job with the weird commercial breaks this week.
No kidding. Lord. Like right in mid-sentence. Like,
seriously.
Whoa. Come on, P+. Let's get with it, guys.
But this is the 16th episode of season 3, the third and final two-parter.
Ever?
No, this season. Although I think we end with a 90-minute jobber. And I believe this is the lowest amount of two-parters we have for a while. I think we have some 4s coming up in future seasons. So lock in. The titles for this one, we got some good ones, actually. Kinfolk, Sis and the Slicker, Moonlight and Moonshine, which they really shoehorned in the moonlight. That was like the last sentence of the final scene. But
yeah, that was
Too Close for Comfort, which Monroe. And The Affair. So interesting titles for sure.
That's a lot of stories for 5 stories for.
Well, it was very interesting because they seem to have found a path with these two-parters where you only have a couple giant stories and then you bust out a bunch of little stories after it.
Like the reunion type of thing.
Right.
Like offshoots of them.
And the wedding kind of was like that. And I will say this, it makes it easier to follow than some of those early two-parters where it was just chaos and there were 3 million people.
There's too many ingredients in the pot in the first. Yeah. They didn't know how to manage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they've figured out a formula. Now it really just depends on execution. So,
well, don't forget. I mean, didn't we name the greatest episode this season was that
the
two-parter?
The 2 best episodes.
The 2 best. So
yeah. So
it, it's funny as before we get into it. Every time I look at the two-parter. Let me correct myself. When I look at two-parters now, based on the quality of the two-parters we've seen as of late, silly me gets his hopes up. All right?
I agree. Because I also think they get a level of guest star that they don't get in a normal episode. And you'll see a lot of these people ain't coming back. Or ain't coming back much, so
no. But, yeah, I agree. I mean, it's an all-star lineup.
Yeah, a movie star quality. So the synopsis. This is the easy synopsis. There is another synopsis on IMDb which has more twists and turns. My goodness, but singer Danny Fields tries to impress record producer Steve, but Steve falls for Danny's sister Kitty, who's engaged. Brenda pictures the Schofields as her next best-selling book topic. And the male crew members have to bunk with Steubing due to some flooding, and 2 married couples suspect adultery. So, which I got a lot to say about.
There's some weird, I would like to talk. Yeah, I'd like to talk to Frank's wife. Go ahead.
I'd like to talk to Frank.
Frank is.
After last week with Tom, I didn't think we'd have to have the whole villain versus worst conversation again, but
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. Wait, does oblivious equal the worst or villain? But
I'll
that.
also say there might be a third award conversation coming up for that one as well, but we'll see. The original air date of this baby, January 19th, 1980, not December 25th. What else is on? Where do you want to start, Mike? We got a little bit from all 3 networks. Where would you like to start?
I mean, CBS is always fun to see what kind of shit show they have going on a Saturday night.
Okay. So we are post-holidays. CBS had kind of found their footing on holidays. They have an interesting lineup this week and a very confusing 2-hour block here to start. From 8 to 10, something called The Chisholms.
The Chisholms? 8 to 10. Okay. Is it a
10.
movie?
Well, excellent question. Okay. So in the end of the day, it's a second season TV opener.
Okay.
But it's very confusing. They basically had 4 or 5 episodes in like March of 79. And then they come back with this for like another 6 or 7. And then that's it. So it's almost like a limited series, mini series. I couldn't get any information on the rollout of it. It was very bizarre.
Never heard of that show.
No, but you'll be familiar with the plot.
Wait. Can I guess? Is it a Little Seamus, Big Seamus? Is it?
It is not a Little Seamus, Big Seamus. No,
they just gave it a new name. Sorry.
Robert Preston, and Rosemary Harris star in the story of a pioneer family's hazardous journey.
Wait a minute.
From Wyoming to California.
That's Centennial. They just switched Centennial.
Little west. They're west of Centennial.
They were already west of Centennial. That's like Centennial Light without the Richard Chamberlains and the heavy hitters.
In my attempt to find out what the hell was going on with the Chisholms, I just put them into YouTube, and there's a long scene where it's what you think it is.
Get it? Yeah.
The father character is yelling at the son, who I will introduce in a second, about his intentions to marry an Indian female. And it's very uncomfortable.
Sure.
Well, his sister was killed by an Indian. A lot of that.
Yeah.
So, starring a very young Delta Burke. What has to be one of her first roles.
Wow. Okay.
And
was she the Native American?
Don't think so. You know who was the lover of the Native American? The moon expert himself, Ben Murphy.
Whoa.
Well,
wow, what a second step.
He looked like a guy who would be in a frontier show.
Wow, there we go.
There you go.
We were right. We knew before he knew. Yep. All right.
This is then followed at 10. They went the other way on this one.
Mm-hmm.
The Beatrice Arthur Program.
What? Oh, is it funny because it's such a minimalistic? Is it a sitcom or what is
special? It? It was actually the Beatrice Arthur special. I apologize. It's a musical comedy program.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I guess it's like an hour variety show or something like that.
Was she known to sing a song, or she's just an actress?
She could probably do like those talk song, or whatever. But when you're surrounded by this powerhouse cast of Rock Hudson,
careful,
potential stubby nominee this season, Melba Moore. We really enjoyed her work.
I did. And
for all the times we have mentioned this next guest in all our hopes for the Love Boat, they end up on our show first on a B. Arthur special. It's Waylon Flowers and Madam.
Oh.
We might have to find the B.
Arthur. We got to find this. anything with Madam in it.
Oh God.
I really. She's got to be on the Love Boat, right? I mean, come on. It obviously she's not picky if she's on the B. Arthur.
But that's like our own
special
show.
program.
I'm gonna say if it is, it's going to be one of these like big time 2-parter ones. I don't know.
Maybe it's too dramatic. Like she was always on like Hollywood Squares and things like that.
I think she's too good for this, but the other ones are on there a lot. So,
well, she's too good, and the person that kind of works that thing is probably too good, because we've seen ventriloquists that weren't really. I mean, how hard is it to be a ventriloquist when you're not really performing the art of ventriloquism, as we saw? Just saying, like, I don't think a real puppet person would be like, they're like, nah, I'm not doing that.
I hope they're on but separated. Like
Whale
and Flowers Whale and Flowers has a storyline, and Madam has a completely different storyline. They're not at the captain's table together.
No adjoining rooms either. Just make it really difficult.
We'll do a drive-by for ABC after the boat is done. Fantasy Island this week. One of the segments is called Stark Terror. When a girl, mute since witnessing the murder of her mother, relives the night to get past it.
That doesn't sound entertaining at all.
Starring,
I want to watch that.
Love Boat favorite, Melissa Sue Anderson.
Oh, jeez.
It's witchcraft.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, MSA, that you had to go through that. Jeez.
Also, Robert Goulet, but I don't know if he's in that storyline or not. So,
a mustached Goulet, I wonder. I mean, remember we had the pre-mustache Goulet.
Maybe that was Maybe that was his fantasy. Have a mustache. All right, the winners this week are NBC. Start with Chips at 8. You want to take a guess? The title of this episode is EMT.
Yep, got it. John and Ponch poses EMTs to find people acting like they had accidents, but they were just robbing people. This week on Chips.
So they volunteer for emergency medical technique training, but they encounter a hostile instructor who embarrasses them at every turn. I don't know why
they're teaching them French techniques. You know, this is Les DJs. He's just a real
teach them
jerk.
where the highway is.
How do they have extra time? Guys. Wouldn't you? Don't they have first aid train? What do you?
This is how you learn.
Oh, see, how long is their shift? It's just
5
that's
minutes.
just dumb. There's 5 minutes, and then they go have time to.
They work less than stupid.
Stupid. Their uniform's always clean. It's cleaner than
whistle. They have one. They don't even have to change. The bike, they haven't gassed up that bike in 6 months.
It doesn't even move anymore. It's on the back of a truck. Ugh, that doesn't sound entertaining at all. Chips, come on.
I think B. Arthur's the winner, but this is close. BJ and the Bear. Siege. BJ and a SWAT team set out to rescue.
What? He's a truck driver, right? I just want to make clear. Did he?
BJ and a
SWAT team.
What is happening? Hold on. Set out to rescue the Panhandle cheerleading team who have been taken hostage by a group of armed men.
Well, they saw the kind of ratings that the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders movie got. That's what happened.
Do we have to complete the cheerleading trilogy and find this BJ and the Bear?
That's a rough one. So
I think he gets brought in by the SWAT team because they're going to like bum rush the fortress with the truck.
They don't have
something.
They're going to bring in a truck driver to do that?
Just a guy and a monkey.
I mean, what would be harder to do? To teach a guy... well, I guess maybe it is tough to teach a guy how to drive a truck who has a monkey. Again, no mention of the bear. I feel like a broken record here, but nothing.
Does he end up in a cheerleading outfit at the end?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just...
And it bonks somebody on the head like usual. Every week.
I
All
mean,
right, we
they've
have a.
just completely run out of ideas on BJ and the Bear. They've
I
just,
tell you though, I really enjoy learning of it by the synopsis
oh
only.
God.
It's like I've really made it. I've made quite the story in my head about that
Oh,
show.
there's a mythology going on. It has nothing to do with his best friend, the bear. Unbelievable.
All right, we have a lot of credits. I think there were 11 people in this one.
Yeah.
Not a record, but two-parters you'll get pretty high. Let's start with Lonnie Anderson as Kitty Schofield. This is her second of 3 boats. She will be back next season playing 2 roles. She
Oh,
is
gotta
a
love that.
famous celebrity and her own secretary to go into hiding. So we're going to have another celebrity getting recognized or not getting recognized.
All right. Get ready for that one.
The same episode that she plays 2 roles has the ominous storyline title Julie's Decision. So it's
Oh no, that could be.
I have looked into that, and let me just say it's a bit of an unsolved mystery.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Nice.
Interesting note about Lonnie Anderson. In the early 90s, CBS turned her down to be Burt Reynolds' wife in Evening Shade because they just didn't like the idea of it.
Interesting. Who
and
do you know
then-
who played his wife by chance?
Mary Lou Henner, I believe.
Okay. Oh, from Taxi. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And then the more interesting one, that this one feels like a miss, because I think she would have been really good, based somewhat on this episode. Producers of Designing Women wanted her to replace Delta Burke, but CBS turned down her contract demands. I think that would have been good.
I bet you she was demanding too. I bet you
she
wanted
probably
to get
could
paid.
be, right? Yeah, exactly.
So other than WKRP, which is before this, correct?
I did double check concurrently running, which is weird because this is still the only WKRP person we've had on.
Well, my question is what made Lonnie Anderson famous if this went on concurrently? Like, what is it? Was she in movies? And maybe we talked about this in the past.
Well, I think it's WKRP. I think she was the breakout hot blonde
Right.
on WKRP. Now, I think before that, she just did what they all did, which is she was probably like a guest star on a million things. But, I think the thing with Lonnie Anderson, and I knew it watching WKRP, right? And I think it's also that thing where her beauty probably was lost on my tastes, right? But I understand why at the times. I was a Bailey Quarters man myself, but I get it. But she's really good in that, and she's really good in this, in that she's a much better actress than she probably gets credit for. I think
almost might sound bad. I don't mean it in a bad way. I think her looks almost work against her.
I agree.
In those situations. And I'm the same way. She's not, it's a lot. It's a bunch of hair. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. And not my cup of tea either, but it was just curious to know what made her sort of stand out from the crowd. Because remember, I mean, the originator of the Kearns herself, right? Joanna Kearns, obviously not the same person, but I mean, a similar type of thing. And Lonnie Anderson was, the cat's pajamas here. So interesting.
Next up, Eve Arden as... Now, IMDb has her as Brenda Watts. I feel like Stubing and some other people kept pronouncing it as like Wasson or Wasser.
Yeah, I was getting something, but I have it down as Brenda Watts as well.
That's what I have, but like I said, it was smashed in there a few times.
Well, Stubing's an idiot. So don't.
There's also that. So this is her only boat, unfortunately.
That sucked.
She is best known as the radio and TV titular our Miss Brooks. She was also in Grease. She played the principal. I, as a radio nerd, have heard some of the R. Miss Brooks radio dramas, and it had her and Gail Gordon, who was Mr. Wilson's replacement on Dennis the Menace, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
And she is great in that. She is great in this. The season of the olds very much continues. She was good the first time, I thought. And when I rewatched it, and you really kind of know what's happening and everything. I thought she was as good as anyone we've seen this season. I thought she was excellent.
Great voice too.
Yep,
great
absolutely.
voice.
Which for radio, and I don't think a lead female driven radio comedy was very common back then either.
No, I can't imagine so. No.
Randall Carver as the jilted Elmer Vargas. This is his only boat. Now, he was a regular on the first season of Taxi and then never again.
As who was he?
He was a character. He was in all the first season episodes of Taxi, and I am not deep on Taxi, but I didn't know they had somebody that was on the first season and then split. When I saw that he was on a bunch of Taxi, I thought, oh, he must have replaced like when Jeff Conway went nuts or something, right? But it was
that makes
but
sense.
It wasn't. He was on the first season. He
That's
did manage to get a role in Man on the Moon, though, out of it. So good for him.
The name sounds familiar more than the actor for some reason.
I really expected to know him more than I did. Yeah. Pam Grier as Cynthia Wilbur. Her only boat, of course, she's best known as the huge 70s blaxploitation female star. Classics like Foxy Brown. And then, of course, she made her comeback with Jackie Brown in the 90s. Was apparently auditioned for some roles in Pulp Fiction, didn't get them, and then got that. Tarantino wrote it for her and changed the last name. It was like, it was interesting. Like the thing I saw was she was going to be Rosanna Arquette, which would have been interesting, but she would have been a lot older than Eric Stoltz. Like that would have been an odd choice, but anyway, she was better than Jackie Brown, so it didn't matter. Let's see. Interesting story, and this is where you trust that IMDb is not telling a lie.
Right.
But also, this is what every story in the 70s sounds like. Thrown out of the Troubadour nightclub in Los Angeles in 1974 with John Lennon for fighting. After Lennon got up in the middle of a Smothers Brothers show and started singing.
Oh, Jesus.
No idea what any of that means, but
I will say this real quick as just an interesting point. So the Troubadour, that's actually my favorite music venue, and every year I go back, I go to see shows at the Troubadour. It's odd to be, Mike. That thing maybe holds 400 people. It is.
So if you had a
tiny.
fight in the middle of a Smothers Brothers show, people would know about it.
I mean, you could just hop right on stage. There's no. Yeah. It's basically a room, so it's interesting, just logistically speaking.
Oh man, she must have just been knocking honkies all over the place.
Oh, just smacking. Yeah, take this, you British hippie. Imagine this. Bam. Yeah.
Robert Guillaume as Frank Bellows, although they spell it Belloc.
I don't even know what that.
Like the villain in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Well, it's because he was like, well, Guillaume, we have to do something special for him.
Yeah. First of only 2 boats, pretty disappointing. He'll be back in season 5 for an episode set in the Virgin Islands. So this boat.
How the hell? Oh, we're doing that
going
again.
To the moon again. Yep. 50 episodes of soap. We're down now to just Katherine Hellman is the only main, and the puppet, I guess. But that's pretty much it.
It's going to happen. I love Robert Guillaume.
I love Robert Guillaume.
I love it.
Yeah. 50 episodes of soap, and then went on, of course, for another 158 episodes of Benson.
Dude, that was one of my go-tos, man. That as a kid, that was one of my favorite shows.
I wonder how that holds up.
I don't know. Now I'm thinking as a kid, like, I don't know why the hell I even watched it. I mean, it was about.
I think it was just on a lot.
It was.
It must have been like a heavy syndication show. Like, I feel like a lot of those shows that we watched were just the syndication shows.
Well, especially if you're talking like over 100 episodes, then you definitely know they're in that sweet zone where you're getting.
Like, why did I watch a lot of Alice? Like, as a kid, none of these shows made any sense, but I watched them.
Like,
it's
What's
like,
Happening was on. Like all these shows that I would have never.
And
Well,
they
you
used to
didn't,
run during the day too,
right,
so you'd have
right.
day and night.
Well,
So
and the thing is, you didn't have to seek these shows out because they were everywhere.
Right.
Every network had their. But yeah, just circling back, I was a huge Benson fan. I thought it was hilarious.
And this is probably our first Benson person, but I would think we'll see the whole crew. I would imagine. I don't see why not.
I don't see one.
So
It was ABC, wasn't it?
yeah. That's why I'm really surprised he's only on twice. And spoiler, criminally underused, especially in the first half of this thing.
Dude,
Almost felt like he was there for like 20 minutes.
But I'll just say this: the lifting that they had him do in the second one was so light.
Yeah,
anybody could. You didn't need Robert Guillaume. You didn't need Richard Roundtree for this.
No.
You didn't need any of the four for this. This was ridiculous. It was killing a fly with a sledgehammer. Except they didn't let him do anything.
Which is a shame because I think there really was a good thing there.
They could have.
I think they tried as much as they could, but yeah.
Well,
we'll get there.
All of them but one. But yeah, but go ahead.
Maybe the most surprising performance of this whole thing, Rich Little as Steve Sorrell. First of only 2 boats. I assumed Rich Little would be on this thing like 7 or 8 times. He will be back in season 7 only.
What's the point, Mike? What's the point of having somebody that's famous, right? Now, look, they let Charo do the coochie, right? That was her thing. And then you don't even you don't not one impression.
He did a French accent.
No. I want people. I don't want my impressions vague. I
think he tried to do a little John Wayne during that fight. I'm not sure. So.
How many takes? They're no impressions.
No, Rich. Proud Canadian.
Well, you can
born in Ottawa in 1938, which means he was only 41 during this recording, which makes sense. It's just I always assumed he was older.
That hair was mysterious. That was a weird hairline he had going.
He is a member of both the Hollywood and Canadian Walk of Fame. The Canadian Walk of Fame is located in Toronto. Thank you. Information from Rich Little's IMDb page.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Rich Little.
That's right. We'd still not know.
We wouldn't know.
All you Canadian. We have so many Ontario listeners. What are you guys doing? Come on.
Oh, good thing. I guess I'll have to cancel my trip to Winnipeg to go to the Hall of Fame. Jeez, or Walk of Fame, rather.
Denise Nichols as Morabello. First 2 boats. She'll be back at the end of season 5. She is a prolific writer. She wrote 6 episodes of In the Heat of the Night.
Really?
In which she also starred in nearly 70 episodes.
Oh, she was what's his name's wife in that, I believe.
No, mom. The wife was the lead guy's wife was the wife in What's Happening Now. I think maybe she was like a mom of somebody.
You're not talking about what's her name owns the restaurant.
I don't think I know enough about Heat of the Night. So
no, I was thinking about What's Happening. What was her name?
Oh, Shirley? No.
Yeah, just Shirley. Shirley played his wife.
Shirley Humphel, no. So.
Hey, Dwayne Wayne's here. Hey.
The most interesting fact about her, besides the fact that she was a prolific writer, was married 3 times, including for about a year to Bill Withers.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. All right, Don. Name. That is a big name, especially in 1973.
Yeah.
Donny Osmond as Danny Fields, nay Schofield. Again, first of only 2 boats. I just felt like Donny Osmond would be on this thing a lot.
He's perfect for the boat. He really is perfect.
He will be back in season 6 as the husband of workaholic Marsha Brady. How old do you think he was on this episode?
Oh. Well, you did know. You noticed he had a little bit of chest hair poking out. I did notice that. So that tells me he's not. I'd say 24, 25.
22.
22. Okay. 22.
This was very interesting to me. He starred in the 1982 Broadway revival of Little Johnny Jones, which is what Yankee Doodle Dandy and Jimmy Cagney was from in the 40s.
Interesting.
This did not go well. They had 29 previews, opened, did one show, and closed, which apparently, in terms of once you've opened, is like the worst
Like,
run.
what's the point even opening if you're not?
It's like a lot of shows close in previews, but the fact that they did open it and then shut it down same day, not great.
Wow. I
Still
wonder whose
better.
fault was it. I wonder if they were like, yeah, no, it was all Donny Osmond's fault.
Well, I think
100%.
trying to do Yankee Doodle Dandy in 1982 is probably a little dated. It would be my guess. So.
Yeah.
Richard Paul as Floyd Schofield, only boat, just 39 years old.
Wow.
During this recording was funny. I was like, I know this guy. I've seen this guy a million times.
Yeah.
I cannot figure out why. And then I immediately figured out why. So it's probably best known for playing Jerry Falwell in The People versus Larry Flint.
Oh, wow. I didn't even put that together.
Right.
And I'm a big fan of that movie.
And you can see it as soon as you realize it.
As soon as you said it, it's 100%.
But
wow.
The very interesting thing was he also played a, quote, Jerry Falwell-like character in a very famous episode of WKRP when they were trying to shut the radio station down.
I think I remember the episode.
Of course you do. Of course you do. I'm telling you, you do. That's like a very...
Wow, because that's a big one. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Anytime they kind of did true to life ones, like I remember the one where they kind of basically did the Who accent in Cincinnati and everything. Wow. It was like, those were,
That's, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even... I knew him, but I had no idea.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, there we go. Fun story. He was nicknamed Pidge Paul by his co-star Slim Pickens during the filming of this episode. I think a pigeon crapped on him, but it was written really weirdly in the note, so
It's good luck, by the way.
It is.
I've had a bird poop on me twice in my life.
If you're Italian, it's good luck. I don't know if it's good luck if you're not.
Oh, if you're just a mutt, probably terrible luck.
Yeah. You're just messy.
It's just gross. There's no deeper meaning. It's just disgusting.
Slim Pickens as Grandpa. Luke Schofield, only boat. Which again, this is who you get for a two-parter that we'll never see. Like that level of movie person. Like
Well, I mean, I just want a couple observations about Mr. Slim Pickens. Number one, the man's hands were enormous. Right? I couldn't. Number two, he's a former rodeo guy.
That's how he rode that torpedo.
Dude. Well, and I think, if he came from rodeo, if technically rodeo is a sport, please don't jump on me, rodeo. Hell yeah, rodeo is a sport. I don't, okay. And absolutely rodeo is a sport. Where does he rank as our athlete actors? Yeah.
I don't know if that counts.
I don't know either.
Does Mark Harmon count then by that logic?
Well, he's still running, so he's still doing something athletic.
He's obviously best known for Doctor Strangelove and Blazing Saddles. The scene with him with the dimes at the toll booth and Blazing Saddles, and like just everything is great. Very interesting story. So Kubrick wanted him to play Dick Halloran in The Shining.
Really?
And Slim Pickens was like, no, because, Kubrick's a pain in the ass to work for. You got to do 6 million takes and everything. And so that eventually went to our friend, Scatman Crothers. But that would have been a very different take on the role for sure.
That would have been... I'm kind of glad it didn't happen that way, to be honest with you. I don't know if I want...
He's not spooky enough. I think you needed... there was always like an air of Scatman Crothers being just as spooky as everybody else. I don't think Slim Pickens would have been like that.
Maybe he could be creepy. In fact, it's funny you bring up The Shining. I was just reading earlier this week, they're doing IMAX screenings of The Shining. And I thought that would be really interesting.
Like the bikes rolling down the hallway and stuff, and the blood would be
super cool to see that.
Marion Ross plays Amy Schofield's second boat. Okay, now we haven't really unpacked this whole Marion Ross thing.
No.
So Second boat, she's back as a guest in season 5, 6, and 9. She's early on in season 9 because then she comes back for 4 episodes at the end of season 9 and then the final 4 of the series as Steubing's wife. So they made the weird decision to have her be somebody else at the beginning of a season and then have her be Steubing's wife at the end. Like, why are we...
You can't. You know why? Because she's the only one that would do it. They're like, I don't even want to marry him, even if it's pretend. You're like, well, no, that is weird.
I just can't imagine the mess that we're going to be dealing with in season 9. Like the desperation, that just smacks of so much desperation.
That decision? Like that's got to be that's a pretty big decision to make.
Well, it almost feels like that show's done and you can actually get people for a short term.
I wouldn't have picked her as Steubing's wife.
We got to see how they do it. It's age appropriate.
But I mean, if the fact that they're using her twice in the same season as two different people, to me, then obviously she's not a big enough star to me. You know what I mean? And that's going in blind.
Or that they had it planned. It feels very unplanned, right? Like you would at least separate the seasons.
Vicky's mom rises from the grave.
Dead. Oh my God!
Merry Christmas.
The last person I'm trying to see here, my notes, it was a black private dick that's a sex machine. To all of the chicks, man who would risk his neck for his brother man, a cat that won't cop out when there's danger all about, a complicated man, and that no one understands but his woman. You know, they say that this cat is a bad mother.
You better shut your mouth.
I'm just talking about Richard Roundtree, the only Love Boat appearance for Mr. Roundtree.
Thank God.
Understated?
Understated. Understated. We have a potential stubby nominee, and it's not the award you want to be nominated for.
But you know what's funny? I think I have another nominee for that category.
Too. In the same episode?
Yeah, in the same storyline.
Yeah, same storyline. Yeah. Yep.
I will say this, and we will get back to it as we get into it. The fact that no one got hit in this episode is a crime.
Dude. Especially, no one really got that mad.
Nope. It's all right. I was watching this with your prism at some point, and sometimes Mike's a little overprotective, or maybe he thinks that people are. Nope. I just was like, man, these guys are undershooting Mike's level of. I'm cool with that. Like it's
just. Yeah, it's almost like, are they just so cool that there's no effort? And I'm like, no,
dog.
Say that, no, dog. It's not that cool.
All right. Anything before we get on this very long 10-act boat race?
I'm ready. Good Lord. All right.
Hope you got your galoshes. Gopher and Doc walk onto the ship for another hitch, but it's a little damp, Doc says. Turns out that the deck is flooded, and if the deck's flooded, Mike, the cabins can't be far behind.
Oh, isn't this a huge? How are you're taking passengers on and you're flooded? Isn't that a sign of a much? I mean, isn't it bad if you're flooding on right as you're about to embark on a cruise? I mean, what are we doing? Stop the cruise. Cancel the episode. We got to leave.
Yeah. So I got a lot of questions. So if you remember a few months ago, in the last two-parter, actually, they were making a big deal that the crew quarters had just been renovated.
Yeah.
That was why they couldn't find the lamp, right?
They did it on the cheap. That's why. Yeah.
Well, that's what it sounds like. Yeah. Right. So, or is this the same people that built that Conrad Bain place where they were just putting in the doorknobs first?
It's those painters. Those painters aren't painters anymore. They're plumbers.
But Stubby's getting his office painted again. The Princess line needs to get some QC on this boat. This is outrageous.
And I'd love to see a blueprint. And I'll go more into it about what the workable space he has between his office and his cabin, because they're not the same thing.
Interesting.
I'll save my argument because it got to be a little irritating, but surprise.
Everybody gathers in. Oh, by the way, Gopher walks into his cabin. He comes out like it was like he walked into a polar bear tank. Like he's soaked. Like
He's
if
soaked
it's
head
that
to
much,
toe.
to your point, if it's that much water, like this ship has to be stopped. Like I
And it's
couldn't.
isolated to these 4 rooms only.
I had a flight from Philly to Vermont or Vermont to Philly, like a little small plane, and the toilet didn't work. And they made us wait for like 3 hours. And everybody's like, this flight's 40 minutes. We can all hold it. This is a week of who knows what damage is happening. Like, this can't be safe.
But see, I've had the opposite happen. Same thing. Flew on a tiny flight from here to Vermont. I got on the plane. There was an ankle deep water, and they were like, "It's fine. Just pick a different seat.
Oh, no.
We're fine. It's just water."
Did you all get in the same seat, though?
We did comically. Comically, I put on my leopard skin. It was good. It was good.
We all gather in Stubing's office to kind of figure out what to do here. Merrill confirms via phone call that it's an issue with the sprinkler system that only impacted the crew cabins, but only 4 crew cabins, I guess. Like,
What kind of low bid sprinkler system do you have? Let's just pray for no fire. How about that?
this whole episode is a Julie McCoy masterclass, but she plays these idiots like a fiddle.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, here's the deal. We only got 1 room left. Stupid's like, well, you're the lady. You can take that one. Cool. Then she just starts loading up about there's no other cabins available. They must be packed to the gunnels, except there is one cabin that has plenty of room, but there's somebody in it. And she just lets Stubing hang himself, basically.
Okay. This is an appropriate time to bring this up. So you've got Stubing's office, right? Where he had his big book of shipwrecks, you know, the petty cash fund.
He just had to sit down with that mom last week.
Right.
Giving
Like
out
it's
good
a
advice.
whole,
Yeah.
there's a big couch you could sleep on, and then there's that. That's not his cabin. His cabin is back. So why didn't they just have Vicky stay with Julie? Now you have a whole cabin opened up.
Yeah.
So you don't have 4 people sleeping in the office. But then they also made the office seem smaller. That office could have handled 4 cots if they.
I thought the office was getting painted, right? Wasn't that the problem?
Right. For what? This is the third time since this project has started.
Also, why is it getting painted mid-ship? Like, you're off a couple days.
They're like, you have people like, oh, our rooms are flooded. And he's like, get that riffraff out of here. I'm looking for coral walls by noon. Like, what a jerk, you know? Stupid.
Oh God, such an idiot. But yeah, I was very impressed with Julie. She even sent Vicky in after the fact. So she ran out and told Vicky just to seal the deal to make sure that Julie was going to have her own room. So,
yeah, she played him.
The bellows.
I don't know why Julie needs her own room. Let's just be honest. She's just sitting in there playing her flute.
The flute's soaked though. So. I mean,
bubbles.
To be fair, Julie has like a lot of stuff in her room. They all have way too much stuff in their room. Like,
giant posters.
The posters. What's going to happen at Haley?
Think about the water damage.
Oh my God.
And maybe in Gopher's room, the water's like 4 feet deep. You know, based on how he looked, so his posters are screwed. Yeah.
Bellows and Wilmers arrive on board, but they don't seem to be big fans of their marriage vows, Mike.
Right off the bat.
Yeah, Benson and Foxy Brown not subtle when it comes to their intentions. Even Julie's picking up on it.
Foxy Brown almost spilled out all in the lobby of the ship. Good Lord. I'm like, they're setting a tone.
Julie is walking in with Danny Fields, who is the entertainment for this week's cruise. Turns out Julie discovered Danny singing in a club, and she is very high on his talent.
What was she hanging out in old Salt Lake City on her downtime, like drinking soda? Like, what were you doing, Julie? When does she have time to discover anybody or anything?
I mean, she's got a couple days in between. We always talk about Julie as the one that has money. So maybe it's like a Stanfield
traveling
thing.
The country, looking for fresh-faced singers to bring to the ship.
You know, it's funny though. Julie had no interest in this clown romantically. She's like, "You are not an alpha, sir." And this
No,
before,
and
this
you're
before he gets faced by everyone. So.
and like you're about 46 years too young, basically. You're just too young. You might as well be that kid.
I'm surprised she didn't go after old Luke Schofield.
That's right in her old paw.
Man, she'd be getting on that neck bone. Julie also lets Danny know that there's a big time record producer, Steve Sorrell, going to be on the boat just by coincidence this week. So Danny's got a shot at the top.
Mm-hmm.
He hits it out of the park this week.
Wonder what he'll perform. I wonder if he'll do anything original. You know what I mean? Or it's covers. I wonder.
Yeah, I have a lot on that. Obviously,
I can't wait to get to that.
Jesus.
And you know what's funny? As this screamed Branson to me. This whole thing is Branson. You know, like
this
Steve
is what
Sorrell, the Danny Fields.
It's what I feel like Danny or Donny Osmond would have performed in 1997 or now, like today. Like,
100% now. 100%.
And he's 22. It's just weird. Like, well, we'll get to it.
Yeah, he's weird. He's a little. Is he a little person? I feel like he's little. Like that's just the impression I got there. He just didn't seem like He just seemed like a elfish kind of.
Maybe the band was tall.
Yeah. Well,
shout out to the band.
Versatile band too.
Big show for the band this week.
The saxless band.
They've had a wide disparity of music to play these last few weeks. The band
and also just because it doesn't look like they're playing it, it doesn't match the music. Don't be a smart ass. All right, it's Christmas. Right? It's a great band. Don't be a dick.
By the way, as we zip through here, we got to make sure that we're looking for the obvious Christmas connection, which so far not so much.
Got nothing so far.
Stubing is chatting up Brenda Wasser, who is a big-time novelist who writes books with characters that are so real they have to be from real life.
Oh, boy.
Brenda tells fanboy Stubing that she's not writing anything right now. She's only going to be working on bingoing her brains out.
Damn, love it. She probably has her own dauber.
Did you have a problem with Stubing being a fan? I know you just certainly have a problem with all his pop culture stuff, but okay, good.
Listen, just because he has the Book of Shipwrecks in his office doesn't mean he's reading, girl fan fiction or, interesting. The Thornbirds. Do you guys love the Thornbirds? Ugh.
I mean, I guess, look, on a boat, reading makes sense. Although, as the captain, I feel like maybe you should be doing more map reading or something.
You better
reading.
You better pull out a weathered copy of a Louis L'Amour book and try to fix things. Jeez.
Yeah, get that. How about you read how to fix a sprinkler?
Just anything. How to lead people, Don't get your room painted when everyone's underwater. How about that?
Where's Schneider? Let's get him up there on the ladder.
Dude, we got nobody. We have no engineers. Nobody seems worried.
Yeah, but you know who was back this week? Oh, you missed it? We'll get to it soon.
Was it Skip?
We'll get to it soon.
Or Sid?
We'll get to it soon.
Oh, damn it. All right.
All right, here come the Schofields, and they're from a rural area because they're playing like a mouth harp or like the washboard in the background. Like the soundtrack guys were not favorable to this entrance for sure.
They're like, we want to really kick the door in, and we want to let everyone know. Yeah, they're from south of the Mason-Dixon, or west of the Mason-Dixon in this case.
After some comments about how fancy this boat is and how they ain't never been out of West Virginia, the family asks Julie where they might be able to find old Danny Schofield. Julie,
who the hell's,
right?
Who the hell's Danny Schofield? That's a stupid name.
Julie,
we have a Danny Fields.
Who I discovered. So
you know what? Clark Kent would fool Julie. Julie would be like, "There's no way that Clark Kent is Superman. It's just the same."
I would just like to point out that Julie gets this guy an elaborate, like, starring Danny Fields sign, and it probably took him longer to make the sign than his actual two performances combined.
You know how long it takes to get supplies on a ship?
Well, they have those signs made up like that. Remember, they got the gopher one was made up.
It was
Lickety
a
split.
felt one. It's the photo's a real one that like that's the true obstacle. Yeah, if they felt letters and they move them.
Well, I guess to be fair, this feels like one of the more pre-planned bookings because the Schofields had enough time to know to get out there.
If you're gonna book them that far in advance, you'd think you'd let them sing for more than 5 minutes on the course of a cruise. Was that it? Are we to assume that there was so much more?
We made fun of two. I'm going to bring two up. We made fun of when they joined Frank Sinatra Jr. in Progress.
Yeah.
And we made fun of when Roxy Blue was just murdering Isaac and they cut the song as she was continuing to sing to him.
Yeah.
But what that does is it gives an open-endedness to the performance.
Right.
Where you don't really know how long it is. Whereas every other entertainment that's been on this boat,
it's just cut.
It's less than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I'll do that. I got 4 minutes.
I mean, April didn't even sing the entirety of the Love Boat. I think she just sang the chorus over and over again for 2 minutes and 1 second.
She played two things, and it was only 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The category is getting crowded. I don't know that it's getting heated.
It's definitely not heated. It's not heated. There's not a lot of elbow room, but that doesn't mean anything.
Still available for everyone. So.
Yeah, please, somebody take this award. Somebody step up.
Real down ballot.
Where's Donnie Darko when we need him? Jeez.
Julie assumes that the Schofields are just fans, which is fair because why would she think otherwise? And she sends them.
Sure.
She sends them off to their rooms. 2 questions. One, what's the bunking arrangements? Do you think?
Well, how many rooms?
Elmer and Lonnie Anderson can't bed together. That would be disrespectful. So is it Grandpa
and Kitty in one room?
Oh, you think it's Grandpa and Kitty? Or you think it's Grandpa and Elmer?
No, it's Grandpa and Elmer, and then it's going to be Amy and Kitty in one room.
Now Floyd gets his own room?
Floyd just has to kind of roam. Floyd's like, I'm not even you. What is this thing you sleeping on? I sleep on the floor.
Second question. Why did Grandpa have such a weird reaction to Julie, if you say so, when she just introduced herself? Like that was... Was that to show distrust of outsiders? Was that what that was?
Something. It's just reinforcing that bubble. That's all that was. Let's make that bubble thick. Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, he was almost startled.
Right.
Ooh, like what?
Well, it's not like it was a slot machine, which was like seeing the moon. So, well, these rubes are ruby enough for old Brenda to tell Steuben to go stick his bingo daubers because she's going to write this next book about them. Gopher welcomes Steve Sorrell and asks if there's anything that he can get for him. And Rich Little spots Lonnie Anderson walking up the steps, and he asks for one of them. So at this point, I'm like, oh, God, are we going to have creepy Rich Little? Is this going to be a Monty Hall situation? These damn Canadians can't keep it in their pants.
Would you, on the scale of creepiness from 0 to 10, how creepy was overall, he at this point?
At this point, very high, but overall,
very high. Yeah.
3, not too bad. I think it's less creepy and almost more
creepiness.
It's less creepy and more disrespectful.
Yeah.
But
I think it's the assumed creepy.
Yeah. Well, she also didn't help with that either. So,
no, she didn't. She was like, bye.
Yeah, poor Elmer.
Yeah.
Elmer, at the end of the day, Elmer sucks, but he didn't do anything wrong. He is the aggrieved.
No, they were together because it's like they had like the past in common and all these different things. And she's like, I just want to see what's, that
he also
whole
helped
thing.
Pay for the cruise, which is ironic. He got hoisted on his own petard here.
That's right.
The farm's doing well, Mike.
Was he wearing shoes in this episode? I don't know if he was wearing, Elmer had shoes on. I couldn't see. They didn't pan down to his feet.
Rich Little, this is probably the height of the creepiness when he looks up at Lonnie Anderson and he says, now that's some what I call good old fashioned country sunshine.
And what would how old do you think she was in this? What do you think the age thing was? He was in his his hair said he was in his late 50s, but
the character of Kitty is probably like,
Yeah.
so if Danny's 22 and he's gone already, she might be like they might be going for like young. They might be going for like 19 or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm not sure what they were. It's hard because again, she just doesn't. Lonnie Anderson almost looked the same now in 1980 as she did in 2020, right? I mean, she just kind of always looked like that. So
is it offensive to say it? She just didn't look like a youthful,
right?
Like she wasn't pulling off to me like 1920. That kind of took me out of it, to be honest with you. I was kind of,
but it's that thing. It's Elmer also he was 30 too, so it's possible. Like I don't think she was the kid's sister. I don't know that they thought that though.
Yeah,
they didn't call it out either way. But I do feel like the fact that Danny got protective of her and was giving advice does.
Or maybe he's the younger brother. They're like, oh, that's sweet, you little tiny man. You can't, because there's no way, like, it's not believable that she's younger than him. If you had to line them up, but that's a different show.
Oh, I 100% agree.
You know,
yeah. The ages are weird on this one because
very weird.
You know, Kitty caught that look from Rich Little, and Elmer kind of says something, and she tells him to mind his tone. We ain't married yet. Poor Elmer.
Yeesh.
Horn and then the Schofields show up at Danny's door to surprise him, and boy, howdy, is he surprised.
Yeah, he is not. Oh, awesome. Great.
Mike, I would say he's as surprised as a hound dog in a tornado. I don't have a lot of these, but there were a lot of these. That's
not a good one. A hound dog and tornado. That's an awful expression. Those high winds will rip the dog to shreds. It's awful.
Well, honestly, God, I'd be pretty surprised in a tornado. Like, to be fair, I'm not blaming the
I'd
dog.
be screwed too. Yeah.
We get a lot of hillbilly stuff here. Grandpa doesn't understand Danny's name change. Grandpa thinks that skeet shooting is killing your dinner. Danny's parents calm down old Grandpa, saying that Danny's still the same old Danny. Nothing's going to change that because he's kin, and kin's the most important thing in the whole world. Mike, this is Chekhov's kin right here.
That's funny. Yeah. It's oof.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Danny's got rehearsal, so he tosses out the rubes.
How much rehearsal does Danny need for 4 minutes of entertainment over the next 2 hours? I mean, really?
Right, exactly.
What do you Plus, of the songs that you performed, you couldn't have done the second one because it wasn't in your heart back then.
I wonder what the second one was.
It was the Love Boat. He's going to do the Love Boat.
Love Boat La Bamba medley.
Something.
Hey, Mike, we got a knock at the door. Dave apparently ordered some hot milk just to connotate how old he is and lousy he is. When Foxy Brown opens the door, who's delivering that milk, Mike? That's right, y'all. It's Anderson the steward's back, dropping off some of that hot milk, y'all.
He's doing the important things on the boat now.
Finally, the Pam Grier Anderson the steward mashup we've all been waiting for. So, this whole scene all of this is just weird. Like,
the whole thing's weird.
Dave is so lame that he's ordering hot milk at 10 p.m. It's like,
yeah, yeah.
Like, are we supposed to at some level be like, well, Cynthia had no choice because she's married to the most boring man in the world?
Oh, he's ordering hot milk. It
is an odd choice, Dave. So.
Well,
it also explains his energy level throughout the show.
Right. Like, what was that pipe he was smoking that was slowing him down so much? And the other thing is, I understand they're trying to tell the story. They use just these wide brush strokes that just aren't necessary to be like, oh, this is Dave. Dave drinks warm milk at, 8 p.m. Dave's kind of lame.
Dave's just eating turkey gravy.
He didn't even care. Just hit me with any form of tryptophan. I'll take it. My name is Dave, and I'm just minutes away from going to sleep at any point. Thus, my energy level.
Dave has the energy of a child trying to stay up to see Santa. Like, it's so
She's just terrible.
See, tied it in, by the way.
He's just got nothing.
But yeah, the upshot here is Pam Grier wants to party. Dave's drinking warm milk. Maura is also kind of done for the night. And she said, man, Frank already went out. And Cynthia, quick on her feet. She's like, hey, Dave, if you're going to stay in, I'm starving. I'm going to go check on that hot milk. So just hot milk getting unhot.
I wonder if Dave ever got his hot milk. He was like, damn, where's Cynthia? Aren't you supposed to check on my hot milk?
Wait,
because back then there were no microwaves, so you had to imagine that somebody had to go.
It's lukewarm milk now.
It's room temperature milk. This isn't hot milk. What's going on?
Come on, Anderson.
What is happening? We can't get portable hot milk.
Is Anderson going to get a nomination for that one drop?
That's an appearance. He gets a SAG card kind of thing.
He's got a shot. A lot of hot milk chatter in this scene.
Have you ever had that? Have you ever drank warm milk? No. Me neither. I don't. Why would I drink warm milk? I mean,
it almost just feels like an old, but it almost feels like an old wives' tale, right? Like it's like I don't know if it works or not, but
I don't know either.
I don't understand also the properties of I can drink a hot beverage late and not fall asleep, or fall asleep. It has no impact on me either way, right? So why would hot milk? I mean, what is it like? Hot tea? Does your wife just fall asleep at restaurants when
you don't want an evening to end? You order hot tea at the end of the meal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done it, but I don't know why. I wonder if there's some chemical property of heated milk is like a tryptophan kind of thing. But I've always heard it.
Hey Dave, I got your Thanksgiving turkey.
Hey Dave, I got your 12 pounds of turkey breast sliced thin, and a gallon of hot milk. There you go, Dave.
They should have had him come out to get the hot milk in a comical night before Christmas.
And with
a
candle. There we go. That's Christmas-like.
Oh, we're getting it in now. All right, we get the first of a million Stubing cabin things with the four guys.
Just slapstick. It's just
okay. So some of these I went deep on, some of these I didn't. Highlights for this one include everybody is jumping in front of Isaac in the bathroom line. Gopher is chanting
with a candle in his lap, no less.
So I guess he's re-energized by the Persons movement. Eve Plum must have paid him another visit.
That's right.
Isaac and Doc are fighting over the radio. And Stubing's robe choice.
Who turns on the radio before? That was so weird.
They all just acted like idiots. I get it, right? But it was just I'm out already, because this is not. One person saved all those scenes, and it was not who I expected.
No.
And we go to commercial. Act 2. We are 10% done. Steve chats up Kitty, who is taking her first view of an ocean out on the deck. Steve offers to give her the old boat tour. Does Stubing know this? That he's offering boat tours?
You want to go see my book of shipwrecks too? Jeez.
But she does mention that, she's got a bow and that wouldn't be quite right. And Steve does stand down, at least for now. Then Danny shows up, joins Kitty on the deck. Didn't expect to see this much West Virginia in the middle of the ocean, which I believe is about his sister's boobs.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I thought it made me.
Oh, it was good, but
a good line.
A little weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Meanwhile, the Schofields are pretty bored down there on the bottom of the deck. I don't think boat living is for them. Julie kind of says we don't have a lot of folksy down home stuff here. But Julie does offer some advice. Her Irish grandpappy used to say, Mike, if you're never far from home if you have a song in your heart.
I was not expecting that one. That was great. Well, I mean, her last name is McCoy, Mike.
McCoy.
I mean, let's not.
Yeah. Norman Fell, classic Irishman. Speaking of sleepy, maybe Norman Fell should have played Shaft.
No kidding. Just the sleepiest. Oh, shut
He's
your
a
mouth.
tired mother. Kitty thinks Danny is worried about the family shaming him. Danny doesn't really disagree, but he just doesn't want to be kind of pigeonholed as a hillbilly.
He's like, I'm Danny Fields, baby. What are you talking about? I left that Schofield life behind. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. They're still kind of painting it, so you don't really know how it's going to go, but once it goes, it's like...
where...
Yeah. What would ever give anybody the impression that the Schofields are hillbillies, though? Well, maybe. It is an extended version,
dude,
of Turkey in the Straw, which I had to confirm with my wife the title of, because it's a song you've heard a million times, and I never knew what the name was. But
I didn't.
If you haven't seen the episode, it's
it kept going. It was like the longest. Yeah. Honestly, it was the longest Turkey in the Straw I've ever heard.
Fair. Well, unless it's like a child's toy or something like that.
Right, or ice cream truck or something like that. Yeah.
The ice cream man.
Exactly.
Danny is mortified by this, even though everyone is enjoying it.
Well, they seem to be enjoying it. Like they weren't like mocking.
No, not at all.
The Schofields, they look like they're having fun.
Right. They never give, and I think this was a choice. They never give Danny the win of justified indignance, right? Like it was always like, you're wrong. Everybody's having a good time. Chill out, right?
Yeah, they weren't like chewing tobacco and spitting it on the floor. You know what I mean? There was no
like they never did nothing. A scene. They never did any scene where it was like mocked or too much. You know, like I was honestly a little surprised that they kind of held their fire there a little bit in a good way. So
I thought it was interesting to me that this Danny Fields character, he spent 0 time with his family. He knows they're on the boat. You're not rehearsing that much for your, 4.5 minute performance.
Yeah.
So what you just sit in your cabin and just hope that they fall overboard, or I don't know what he was thinking.
Maybe the second song that he never really performed was like very elaborate.
Well, how did they find out he was on this boat?
He wrote them.
Oh, that's right.
But I don't think he ever thought they could get there.
No, I wouldn't think they would get there. Imagine.
Well, he didn't count on Elmer's farm doing so well.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's $39 a ticket, so farm's not doing that great.
Well, is it, though, or is it Sonny Bono rules like we saw what it cost from Mississippi?
Well, I'd love to see what their cabin looks like.
They must have taken the same transport that old Bootherton took from McKeesport. McKeesport, PA, not that far from West Virginia.
So. Well, I know Bert Convey could have gotten him to Dallas. They could have picked him up and dropped him off there, give him a head start. Oh, Merry Christmas, Bert Convey.
Oh, by the way.
Yes.
I have decided we're going to have a governor's award at the Stubbies this year.
Ooh, please tell me more.
Just to honor someone who maybe falls outside the Love Boat canon of that season. I think we know where it's probably going to go, but I just feel
like the Video Vanguard Award. Basically,
it has to, right? It has to be. I think it has to be marked for a certain year for a certain performer.
Oh, yeah. There's a moment in time.
Yeah. So
the Governor's Award.
Yeah. So, not sure which governor. All right. So Danny uses all this hillbillion as an opportunity to kind of implore his sister not to just marry Elmer, some guy who's going to make her stay in the kitchen and get stuck in the 19th century.
You know what? Screw you, Danny Fields. This dude just paid for your entire family to come see you on a ship and see you perform for Steve effing Sorrell. And this is the he only spent all his extra money to fly you halfway across the country. Or all the way across the country.
Yeah.
Come on. Why is he ripping on Elmer?
This is where the heel turn officially begins, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Danny Fields is a heel.
Well, and here's the ironic part is if he had spent a little more time with his family, he would have figured out that his sister was hooking up with the record producer, and he could have probably gotten a better audition. So,
or he could have gotten mad earlier. Either way, Either way,
Those plates aren't going to break themselves, Mike.
no.
Plate. The two couples,
Individual plate. Yeah.
the two couples are getting some sun, but Frank hates ping pong, and Cynthia doesn't want to go get a drink, and
Dave just wants his freaking hot milk, and he wants to go back to sleep. Well, he didn't do anything in this episode. Like we joke about the Norman Fell Award. Shit, this award may be the Richard Roundtree Award. I mean, this is a new low.
He makes Fell look like Fred Travellina.
No. He's singing, dancing, and no, Fell wasn't. But compared to this, I mean, nothing. But I don't think Richard Roundtree was famous for his minimalistic delivery, or anything like that.
Well, it almost felt like it was like, okay, I'm going completely against character here, right? Completely against type, which I respect and I get it, but it was so quiet, and
he didn't sell it either. He just was just
in a way, like it was like so.
Like no one really got that mad. Ugh.
So when Dave and Maura go to get their drinks, Maura's like, "Hey, they're cheating with each other."
Dave
doesn't see it though.
No.
But he also manages to mention that Frank's had like 1 million affairs and then apologize. Like, come on, dude. Why are people on the boat together?
So it's funny you say that, because then I was thinking that too when I saw in the episode. I'm like, well, then why is she with Frank? Is he just he's with her because it's too expensive to get a divorce, as we'll, spoiler alert, find out later.
Oh, damn.
But like, why is she with him? I don't understand. If a divorce would cost him, why is she with this,
Yeah. I mean, she does.
Shady person. I don't get it.
She does take blame at the end herself, too. So,
it's just wild.
So,
well, talk about a one-note character with the old Robert Guillaume. He's just, there's no small talk. There's no jokes. It's, nope. I got to figure out a way to get away from my wife. That's it.
Like this.
And Dave.
Much like old Lamont when Jimmy Walker was there, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know that the cruise ship, when you bring your lady, is a great place to go cheat.
No,
it's not as easy to get away as you think it is, because
especially with your wife and Cynthia's husband, Sleepy Dave, is there too. Like, this is just not. What are you doing?
The hot milk king.
Just. Hot Milk King. Good for you, Richard Roundtree.
Weird use of laugh track throughout this all, which really took a lot of it out of it too. Like, there really should have been no laugh track, because there were no laughs the entire time. None.
And it's funny, the laugh track made it weirder, and it made it apparent. It made it obvious that it made it less funny.
It really did. It really did. But it also made it less serious. So Stubing and Brenda are watching Slim Pickens wrap up his performance. Brenda laments how these mountain men don't trust outsiders, but she's got a plan. She saddles on over, slaps on a little West Virginia accent, says she's from Miller's Crossing. And man, she ain't heard music like that. Say the bang, 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 bang. She is already just, charming up old Lucius Schofield right there.
Poor Luke.
Grandpa is smitten. Full House Part 2. We're back in the cabin. Highlights include Meryl trying to take a nap. Vicky getting upset that Meryl won't show her the engine room.
Yeah, that was well, I was also thinking, like, he was acting like he has those naps quite often too. That is not the look of a one time or a maybe once a week nap. What are you so tired from, Meryl?
Well, last night he didn't sleep.
No, that is true. That is true. It's not like he did anything to.
He can't do all his sugar cocaine when people are in the room. So
drinking OJ. Nothing to see here, people.
Vicky says she's bored, which I mean, I guess was inevitable, but this is
4 episodes.
So there's 2 contenders this week for this week's. This is why Vicky shouldn't be on the boat. This is one. We'll get the other one later. Isaac shows up to get changed because somebody spilled a pina colada on him. Isaac singing Get Down.
Does that count as a musical performance? Just
He
asking for a friend.
He did it a lot.
He did it a lot.
And yeah, so two commercial breaks, both for this awesome cabin storyline.
Goodbye.
Act 3, Kitty's telling Elmer about the exciting things that the boat has to offer. You could even learn those new disco dancing moves. Mike, we thought disco was dead.
No.
My assumption is this episode maybe was filmed a little earlier in the season, and maybe disco wasn't going to be dead at that point, but this was the most disco we've had in a while.
It's the second outdoor disco lesson we've had during this project, during a 2-part episode.
That is true. Elmer ain't interested in this newfangled dancing or learning anything new. He's got everything he needs.
Right.
Lonnie Anderson, farm.
That's
I'm
it.
good. That's it.
10 fingers, 8 toes. I'm good.
One shoe.
Yeah.
But he's happy to sit with the folks while she goes and learns all that discoing.
The discoing was pretty weak, Mike. This is the discoing that Rich Little does disco. This is how they all do disco.
They didn't even slide the camera like the first time.
They just step left and step right. And I started doing it. I couldn't stop myself because I was like, well, it's so easy. Is it this easy? So let me just say this, Mike. Disco is dead. But what's happening now is people that had no business doing disco are like, oh, I'm doing disco? Look at me. Look at me. I can do it. But all the cool people are like, I don't do it. I don't do it anymore.
Gotcha.
Just saying.
It's not cool anymore.
It's like jazzercise. Not cool.
Well, we'll jump back to a scene here, but let's talk about the disco. So Julie, having learned at the foot of the master disco Joey, is the one actually teaching this outdoor disco class. And of course, when Kitty shows up, she runs right into Rich Little. And this guy is putting on some moves. You know, he learned how to do this at Studio 54. Probably not the only thing he learned how to do at Studio 54.
No. You better clear your nose there. Yeah. I don't. Why is Rich Little playing Steve Sorrell?
I did not have
Why
Rich
is he
Little
here?
Disco on my bingo card.
What's the point? Anyone could have done this. You got a man of 1,000 voices here. And he's like, you want me to be on the show, but no impressions.
Right.
And you want me to do disco dancing.
Just go and try to bang Lonnie Anderson. Got it. You got it.
Okay, sure.
Canadian strongman.
It's like a day off for him.
Seriously. Before this scene, Brenda and Luke walked into the casino, and Luke was just gobsmacked by the idea of a slot machine. So,
these numbers are rolling down on this here machine. Oh, boy. Another appearance by Colonel Robert Parker this week. Jeez.
Quick hallway hit of Maura trying to talk to Cynthia, but Cynthia's just like, no, I can't talk to you because I'm banging your husband.
Basically, yeah. Can't talk. Gotta go. Dave.
Full House Part 3, Steubing is trying to get that nap in. And he even smartly gets Gopher out of there, saying there's a topless woman on the Lido deck. Doc shows up and ruins that plan because some passenger gave him a cassette of the sounds of the humpback whale. Nap over.
How long is it going to take to fix the sprinkler system? Like, once you get it shut down, are there no drains? Like, what is there all their stuff? Like, if it's only
having unfortunately had a couple apartment roof leaks, the rug is a problem, and I assume these things are carpeted. It shouldn't take a week, but it also shouldn't pool up to the point where Gopher is submerged. So,
well, also if they didn't fix it before they left, it's just funny. They're like, I'm sure it's just a sprinkler, and they're out there by the totem pole. Then the ship is sinking.
Well, right, or it's like what's below the cabin, right? Like there's got to be something.
Right, is not on the bottom floor.
Is the plumber poet just under there with a squeegee like the whole time?
He's just holding his finger in the thing, and I hold of the leak, and his chicken's there, and the whole family's there. Yeah.
Oh. We have already come and gone from Puerto Vallarta. The announcers tell us
quickly, very quickly.
This is where Rich Little gets to do a little French as part of his "everyone is the same everywhere" conversation with Kitty. We really start jumping again here. Julie Julie was very impressed with Danny's rehearsal, and I'm sure that Steve Sorrell, who will be at the captain's table, will also be impressed.
Steve Sorrell's that right age for Julie.
That's true.
He's right in that.
That's true. Yeah, I could see that. He's got a bit of a Dawson quality to him, like a dollar store Dawson.
Well, the fact that she knew, Steve Sorrell's coming on this.
Oh, yeah, she made all this. She's pulling
a mover and a
strings.
shaker in the entertainment
puppet
industry.
master.
Yeah, I only want someone that can do boat covers. But yeah. I'm deep.
They see the Schofields. Danny starts doing kind of his bits again about how they're hillbillies and everything. Julie doesn't understand what the hell he's talking about, and it's always good to have fans, especially at this point in his career. So
no shit. He's coming off as a real jackass.
Yep. Julie doesn't get it. But Julie comes from a showbiz family, so maybe Danny should,
if anyone can get it,
listen a little bit here.
Right.
Act 4, Full House 4. The boys are getting dressed. Everyone is a slob, and Steubing ends up with Isaac's red jacket. That was actually quick and fun.
That was good. That was good.
Dinner starts at 8, not 8 bells. All right, Dave tells Cynthia that he wishes they were on this cruise alone. I bet you do, Dave. So,
Dave doesn't care where he is because you know what? Dave's that kind of guy. He can sleep anywhere. Doesn't matter. What's the point of going on a cruise if you just sleep? You just do it at home. What's the point?
Maybe he can only sleep on a cruise.
That's all he could do. He's not even suspicious.
No, he's just happy to sleep.
He's happy.
Plus,
Dave's happy. Like Frank, just leave Dave alone. He's oblivious and happy.
He's got brochures everywhere, all across their home or whatever, but it's all just the best hot milk in the Pacific. It's just...
the softest pillows in the Caribbean.
Frank and Maura show up for dinner. Like Frank is just on Cynthia, like to the point where he like takes her.
He's not even like,
and then remembers at least to go back. Like, yeah, come on, Dave or Frank or both of you.
He can't possibly think he's that smooth. No. Meaning there has to be some just ignorance is bliss. Dave's eyes aren't even open. But I mean, Frank's wife. It's just weird.
Yeah, the most amazing part of it was that Frank had the balls to think he wasn't blatant.
Right.
So.
But is that just ego? Where he's almost
100%.
like.
Yeah, 100%.
Like.
Yeah.
He almost wants
Frank's
to
a
get
bad
caught.
dude, man. Frank's a bad dude.
A bad dude, but frugal. It's keeping his marriage together.
That was so funny. All right, dinner time. We jump around a lot here. Schofields show up. We get some more Brenda being folksy. Mama wishes they had more time to talk to Danny, but I'm sure that, they will afterwards. And Kitty's telling Elmer to shut up. Julie makes the intro. Go ahead.
I'm not a fan of Brenda Watts at all.
Really?
I'm not a fan of the story.
Because she's
lying? I'm a fan of Eve Arden. Yeah, Eve Arden, fan. I just, we talked about before that there's like the one main thing, right? It's the West Virginia family, and it's got all these different arms. I could have done without this story. I just didn't. It just made Grandpa look like a dummy. I just didn't. I didn't need it.
Say this to me, and I understand what you're saying. This to me was a better version of last week, where with Don Adams and Juliet Mills, in that I like the people so much and the performances that it carries more weight on the actual story than it. Yeah, because you're right. It's it is what it is, but.
It was just, I think it's because it's in the, I don't like when they do this with the two-parters where they sort of like, no matter the strength of these like little auxiliary or ancillary stories.
We got to give it 25 minutes. Yeah.
Right. Like some of these stories don't need.
This is, of all the two-parters.
Yeah.
This is probably the easiest to get to and would have been the best 1 hour episode.
Completely. They just mismanaged
it down
time.
To the bone. It's a really good episode in there. You just,
Well, even if you the Frank and Dave, the whole that would have been better served in a one.
Mm-hmm.
All jokes, effort
Yeah.
jokes aside, all of them would have been better. There's no
Yeah.
reason
100%. Yeah.
that
Because it's
90
funny.
minutes maybe,
Well,
but
I was wondering, knowing what the plot was, I was
right.
curious to see what the time filler was going to be. There's always been this dramatic time filler, right?
Well,
We talked
sometimes
about
it's shots or it's
or the
music or if
and the
it's,
disco scene. We
yeah.
had the heist where they were Steubing was chasing himself for an hour and a
Mhm.
half, right? The island itself was a time killer.
Right.
Mark Harmon running for 4 days, like
Still running. Yeah.
we didn't have. Yes, there was musical performances, but there were like a bunch of small ones. Like we had
Yeah.
like 22 to 3 minute fillers as opposed to like 2 or 3 giant ones, and that always could be lifted out and really tighten up what would have been a really good episode. So
I think you bring up a good point, and the one thing that I didn't see in this two-parter, before we would see some weird rando interaction with Gopher and Isaac on deck that really didn't have anything to do with anything. It was
right.
like actually not on a set. The ADR is bad. Like they didn't have one of those. Everything was sort of.
That's true. Everything was usable. Now I will say we run into this a lot, and I get it. But the problem with shooting this thing on the real boat, when you have these deck scenes, the deck is empty. The deck is completely empty, like to the point where they don't even have like a body walking by, and that really makes it look ridiculous. Like,
well, because it's like how many people are on this? Yeah, it was a weird because all you can do is have the big shots without you can't get in there and do anything.
Just throw a few just randoms just walking past. Like it was, and especially because you had a lot of scenes where the lack of crowd on the deck was a problem for people.
Oh, absolutely. Can you imagine the pain in the ass the sound would have been?
Yeah.
With all the wind and then.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Just what a nightmare.
All right. So let's go through here real fast. Julie makes the introductions to the captain's table between Steve and Danny. Grandpa went into the kitchen and fixed up something special for Brenda. That's right, Mike. It's everybody's favorite holiday meal. Neck bone and gravy.
Is that
I don't know. I think.
Did you ask anyone if that's a?
That's not a thing. That's not a thing. I mean, it's a thing in East West Virginia. I guess I don't know. I think it was designed to. I've never had neck bone. So.
I've had the opportunity to have neck bone. I just chose not to have neck bone.
My bigger question, even though Grandpa's done taking a shine to old Vernie here, my bigger question is, once again, random passengers are just allowed to go cook in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's the Rosie Greer ticket.
What's the health code violation on this?
Slim wasn't wearing a hairnet.
Do they have remember my place in Tampa had that show kitchen? You could have used that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I don't think this boat has a show kitchen.
Well, no, especially going, hey, I'm here to make some neck bone. Just one.
Well, plus don't forget, the one extended scene we've ever seen in this kitchen was when the 5 of them were filling in for Borgia.
That's right. That's right.
Tight quarters.
It's
you can't have Slim Pickens, a huge dude in there making neck bone, rooting through the trash, grabbing bones.
Just as a large person. Yeah, that's not. Plus, I don't think a chef would be like, man, you better get out of here. Chef Borgia, any chef would be like, you better go.
I think you could walk into the kitchen.
You're on vacation. It's not the time to make neck bone soup or whatever the hell you made.
My brother-in-law, we were at a wedding one time, and he walked back into the kitchen because he was looking for sweet tea. It's just like
sweet tea.
Oh yeah, he likes his sweet tea.
I do love some sweet tea as well, but yeah, I'm not opening that door.
No, you two are very different folks.
I couldn't. I would just, the weight of of actually doing that would just be crippling. I just wouldn't.
More awkward dinner eating with the two couples.
Boo on the captain's table, by the way. Boo on all the dinner scenes this week too. Boo,
yeah,
boo, boo.
And we're in there a lot.
Well, just it's that extra shit, like you said, that could have been. We could have tightened this up for a really good one-parter.
Frank and Cynthia are basically banging under the table with
Yeah.
her. Like, I mean, it's just like, come
They
on,
don't even
guys.
give a shit anymore.
No.
They're just not.
No. Julie is making the hard sell to Steve Sorrell on Danny to the point where Stubing zings her for being like a car salesman. So, but good for Julie. She's looking for a second career here.
She's trying to. Was she getting commission on these people? Like, what is she?
She's probably got 10%.
She get. Wonder if she got that. She got a 10% from Onyx text.
Onyx text. Floyd comes over to the captain's table and asks Stubing if they'd mind if Danny comes over and sat a spell with Mama. Danny's like, sorry, can't.
It made me laugh so hard. He's like, I'm not doing that.
No, pass, hard pass. It's funny because the actual, the rare visual more than spoken, right? To connotate that this is tone deaf. Everybody's just like Rich Little's doing it, Julie's doing it, like, Stubing's doing it. Like, everybody's like, dude. So Floyd, leaves, but Danny's just talking about the shrimp cocktail. He does not get it at all.
I'd say Danny's just not.
Well, he's young. He's young and dumb.
He's young and dumb. Fair enough.
Schofields are trying to convince themselves that, everything is the same. Rich Little comes over and asks Kitty to dance. Now he asks Elmer if that's all right. And what's Elmer going to say? No. I mean, I would say no, but
I would definitely say no. This is not cut in. We've had the cut in etiquette. This is not, you don't go up to the table. Wait, maybe I'm wrong here. Is that acceptable to go up to and ask somebody else's lady to dance?
Everyone is kind of acting terribly here in that Sorrell knows she's engaged.
Right.
He's gotten more probably than he has a right to. But he doesn't want to dance. Elmer doesn't want to dance, so fine, you can go dance. Ballsy to walk over there and ask to dance. But Kitty's also got to say no there. So,
yeah, I agree.
Everybody's kind of wrong, including Elmer, because he should have said, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Nah,
like, I'll challenge you to combat, Steve Sorrell. Also, I don't know if you noticed Kitty Schofield's engagement ring.
Yeah.
It's a corn kernel in there. It's not a diamond, it's a kernel of corn.
Also, I don't know if you know this, but I have a lot of farmland to bury your body, Steve Sorrell. So,
yeah,
you're
no
going
kidding.
to France? Yeah, sucking.
He's giving off Dwight Schrute energy. I'll bury you in my beet farm.
They get up to dance, and there is an electric guitar lick in the middle of this song that sounds like Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah, I don't know
like,
what.
I'll beat it. Like, he just comes out of nowhere.
It's that amazing band again. I'm telling you.
Oh, God. Elmer needs some fresh air after all this.
Well, he needs a lot more than fresh air. He probably needs a better working knowledge of the English language and numbers. Yeah, there's a lot of things he needs.
He's got to get his spot on the deck, Mike, just in case.
That's funny.
Full House Part 5. Doc is with Trina.
I don't.
Weird, bizarre accent. I don't know.
I don't know what. Yeah.
We're going
insert
for
rando.
Yeah, we're going for fornication week 5 here, but Doc needs a room. Julie is planning on going to bed early, so Doc's question about playing backgammon goes
That's
over
such
Vicky's
a 70s.
head.
I'm sorry, 80s thing to say to somebody.
This is the second reason why Vicky should not be on the boat this week. Doc is basically asking Julie to have sex in her room while Vicky stands by. Board games are going to be ruined for Vicky when she's done with all this. Like,
no kidding. She's like, every door has a sock on it. What's going on this boat?
I was playing backgammon. It is a lot different than what you guys are doing.
Yeah, technically, I have a travel backgammon set. Completely different.
Oh, God. All right, so...
Actually, I am a big fan of the backgammon. I got to be honest with you. Big fan.
Real backgammon or Doc backgammon?
Real backgammon. Wow. Real.
Why not both?
Well, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Kitty and Steve wrap up their dance, and they're heading to the deck for some champagne and caviar. Meanwhile, Grandpa, Needs to do something about this damn music, Mike. But what could he possibly do?
I mean, he can always go back to Turkey in the Straw again.
Doc's got to have it, so he's going to roll the dice and go to Merle's cabin. What could go wrong? Act 5.
Oh, also the sign on the sign on Steubing's door said private, which I thought was weird.
He's got multiple entrances this week.
Yeah,
right?
like I don't know the private one. You'd think it wouldn't be accessible to just like Joe Passenger could just walk in his office.
I don't know. There's a lot of doors. There's a lot of unexplained doors.
Also,
Vicky's room should not be on the hallway either. Yeah, like there should be a fortress in front of that or something.
Right. There should be no external door of Vicky's room. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's see. Kitty is ready for that caviar, but she's having it with orange juice. Oh, what a rube.
Oof.
Steve is bored with the usual women. They're bored and boring.
Oh, this isn't boring? Oh, this is gonna keep that attention? This Steve Sorrell attention span?
Feels like we're getting some of that classic rich little charm. So Kitty puts the brakes on that for a little bit, saying it's not right to lead on Steve or to, be unfaithful to Elmer.
Cheat on your fiance, maybe?
But Kitty's not that committed to all this, and she smooches her.
Yeah.
And Mike, you'll never guess who's up on top of the deck during the smooch.
Is it Dave Wilbur? Oh, that's right. It's from behind. Poor.
Would have been funny if it was Dave Wilbur.
What?
I'm early. I'm too early. Sorry, everybody. God, speaking of the Dave, Cynthia and Frank are now just straight up hooking up, groping each other in public. And they're mocking their spouses, which is even worse, right? So like Frank's like, oh, Mona, Maura, she doesn't know anything. And then Cynthia's like, Dave is so blind. Poor Dave.
Poor Dave. Dave's not blind. His eyes are just closed. There's a difference.
But you know who's not blind is Maura. She ain't dumb.
She knows.
She gives us a bit of the eye as we go to commercial.
You know, we could really use an episode of Bricker to resolve this Dave, Frank, Cynthia.
Oh, wow. If only there was a medical thing.
There's just a medical emergency. They could pull them all together.
All right, Act 6.
Jesus.
Grandpa has commandeered the stage, Mike.
Who's letting that man do that? Sir, you're a passenger. Please sit down.
This is
what are you doing?
This is where the second part officially starts. So we're getting a lot of the square down, toe down, round and round, do-si-do while all the credits are running. Yeah.
A lot of filler happening. Yeah.
It's a couple minutes, but we get everybody dancing. Once again, people charmed by the Schofields. Steubing's up there. I think Julie's up there.
Nobody's mocking them. Everybody's they look like they're having fun.
Exactly. Well, I mean, like, let's not pretend that this ship is the friggin' Queen Mary, right? I mean, like, we've seen some, more common man type acts before. So this is not out of bounds.
To your point there as well. I mean, if you think about normally on cruise ships, right? Julie's normally screaming, this activity starts and this activity starts. Maybe if there was more friggin' activities, Luke wouldn't have to go up there and get everyone freaking square dancing. Julie, how about you do your job? Don't worry about Danny Fields. Shit.
This sock hop would have succeeded if the Schofields were involved.
Hey, we didn't have a special fiesta night. We didn't have British pub night. We didn't have, for all this time on this boat, we had nothing. So
no neck bones and gravy night.
So the cruise isn't longer. The cruise isn't longer. The episode's longer.
Yes. Yeah, the cruise was only 3 days. Danny performs 2 nights. It might only have been 2 nights.
That's what I'm saying. It's just weird the way they,
Okay, so everybody's enjoying it except Danny, who shows up. He looked like a 15-year-old teenager who was just told that they couldn't go out.
He just looked ridiculous. Yeah.
The heel turn is in full effect. If this wraps up, the Schofields take their seats. Elmer shows up at the table, and he denies that he saw Kitty out there on the deck. But we know better. Almost.
He can't admit it to himself. You know,
exactly.
That's when the psychosis began for
Your
Elmer.
daughter's a slut. What?
I'm going to chop off another toe right now. I'm so mad.
Oh, man. Gopher is bringing a lady of his own back to Stubing's cabin. Best view on the ship, Mike.
Yep.
But, of course, that goes terribly.
Well, they're playing backgammon in there, dude.
Yeah, so Doc and Gopher run out. The ladies run out. There's all sorts of commotion, only to be summoned by a very pissed off Stubing who puts an end to all the nonsense. This is not the Dixie Motel. This 2-minute bit is one of Gavin McLeod's best performances.
100%.
I mean, he is so good at the comedy. We've always said it, but this is tremendous. Like, just absolutely tremendous.
I agree. He was, I give him crap, but, you know, as far as the physical stuff, the timing of it, he does a good job here. He really does.
He's like, no more carousing, no more meaty meditation, no more sloppy living, no more disco at 6 a.m. Isaac's walking down the hallway after he basically grounds Doc and Gopher.
Yeah.
And he's doing his bit, and Stubing just opens the door and says, no more disco music.
It reminded me of an old episode of Popeye when he's like, had it. You know, he's like, I can stand all I can stand. I can't stand no more. So now, cheers to Stubing for eating some spinach and being a captain here.
The interesting thing is, as a captain, is now he has put all the employees to bed, and we are just about to start the musical act in the Acapulco Lounge.
Yeah.
There's no bartender.
Go to sleep, guys.
Yeah, sorry, Isaac,
it's dry.
It's over.
It's Grandpa Luke's we're gonna drink neckbone gravy all fucking night.
Ding 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 ding.
No all kidding. Right. Turkey and straw. Woo.
Julie really sauces up Danny's intro, saying he's gonna be a big star, and we get a rousing rendition of "Playing in a Traveling Band." Since Marty McFly played the prom, have we seen such energy from a teenager? So
if you notice, so there was a keyboard player who was to the back and slightly to the right of Donny Osmond. So the guy's playing the keyboard. For some reason, he's holding his guitar. He's just holding it there while he's playing the keyboard. And then he's also responsible for taking the mic stand out of the way when he's singing. I'm like, this keyboard, this band, come on. Just overworking this poor guy. Like, you guys don't have a roadie or something that can help with this? The keyboard player's got a, all right.
Girls are screaming like it's the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964.
Who's throwing stuff? There's like flowers and big white like garments being thrown in the air.
You know who I think it is? I think it's Ken Berry's kids.
That's funny. That's funny. But it wasn't even like a song that like I would imagine a girl screaming to.
Well, especially because I don't know that whole song by heart. Pretty sure they don't sing the chorus line
75 times and that's it. There's no bridge. It's just chorus.
It's like all finishers.
It's like going to a James Brown show. That's it. It's just all chorus. I feel good over and over again for 20 minutes. Yeah.
After his one and done performance, and we kind of did talk about that, Danny asks Julie what Steve Sorrell thought, but
oh shit, here we go.
Turns out Steve left for some reason. And Danny's like, I know the reason. Too much square dancing. Mama says
what a fragile star this Donny Osmond is. I'm sorry, true. Danny Fields is.
Danny Schofields. Mama says to Floyd that he should go out and talk to him, but Dad shuts that down and says, he don't think of us as kin no more.
Ain't no kin no more. Ain't no point going to get him.
Julie McCoy, an expert in running out to the deck away from their parents, goes out to talk to Danny.
Luke Skywalker reaction.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But before Danny can get off his rant about hillbillies being typecast, here comes Slim Pickens to beat the hell out of him verbally.
He could, or with his giant hands.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He comes out and he's, let me tell you, boy, your parents are two of the finest people I've ever met in my life, and the way you're treating them is disrespect. He just gives them the business.
Dude, he's so mad. He's almost like quivering. He's so mad.
And Danny knows not to say a word till he leaves. Not a word.
Grandpa would throw him overboard.
Smack him back to Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, traveling band.
He's traveling in a hearse.
Goodbye.
Julie puts it together now of what's happening. And she says, you know what, Danny? You could have been a star, but the one thing you don't have is what they call in show business ticker. And she walks off. Man, when Julie's facing you, it's over.
That's rock bottom for Danny Schofield right here.
Elite Julie episode. We have not seen a good Julie episode of this in a while.
This is a good one. She's running this ship this week.
She absolutely is. She's calling the shots.
Master Julie McCoy.
Exactly. More crowded cabin hijinks. Again, as they're snoring and they kind of all end up in different beds. Vicky comes in and says that she can't sleep because they're so noisy. It's going to stunt her growth. And we go to another commercial.
Stubing's like, shut that fucking door. Like, don't ever come out of that door again.
How many doors are in this room?
No kidding.
Jesus.
I guess if you're a captain, you have to have at least 4 different exits. Doors of entry or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Act 7. But first, the Love Boat will continue in a moment.
What was that about? What were they? I liked it, but.
So, like we said, the Paramount Plus version this week had some weird timings. I assume it was like at the break, but it's way after the break.
Way after. It was one of those like it's a break, not break. We're going to go back for 30 more seconds.
Yeah. So I like that they kept it in. I like that they kept it in, but it was weirdly placed.
I so wish we could get like the national commercials.
Yeah.
On Paramount, but I mean, it's not happening, but it would be really cool to see.
Gopher lets us know that we are in Mazatlan, home of the beautiful Mazatlan International Airport. All right. Kitty meets up with Danny on the deck to tell him that she's in love. She spent the night last night with a wonderful man.
She spent the night.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just want to. So somebody who's like, I can't do that, but we can smooch. We can sure spend the night. That's why I was thinking Steve Sorrell's a scumbag right here. Scumbag.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Kitty's fault because but it's also like, it's everybody's fault.
He sees that kernel of corn on her finger. He knows what that means in those communities. He knows that she's spoken for. Come on, Steve Sorrell, who's probably married, by the way. He's on this cruise acting all...
He's married to his job, man.
Yeah, married to music. I'm Steve freaking Sorrell.
I love music. I've never mentioned any specific music at all, though.
I won't hum a tune or even sing to myself, but I live for music.
They couldn't have even done I just signed a big act the other day, and use a real person, use a made up person. Say you signed Deacon Dark.
Zero legitimacy. Zero legitimacy.
Danny warns not to make the same mistakes that he did. Seems like Danny kind of realizes what he did last night, what an awful person he is.
He realized that awfully quick, don't you think?
I mean, it's next morning.
It's 6 hours later. But
it is the next morning. And I mean, he got 1-2'd by Slim Pickens and Julie McCoy.
You know what?
I mean,
that's true. I think the Julie one, I think the Luke one, the Grandpa Luke one might not have, but the Julie one was like, he's like, wow, if someone like that's telling me.
Man, I mean, I watch this show. Julie's usually the one getting nailed with advice.
She shouldn't be saying anything to anybody. It must be.
Also, why is she not into me? Is it me? Is there something wrong with me?
Because you're 53 years too young, sir.
Did Julie run after Grandpa? Wait.
Luke. Oh, it's Julie Schofield. Yeah.
Speaking of his family, the Schofields, Ma and Pa, are pretty bummed out. And they walk by Luke and Brenda. Luke kind of explains why. Danny was a jerk last night.
Big time.
Kitty didn't spend the night in her cabin, and I'm pretty sure she wasn't out with Elmer. Brenda kind of talks Luke down from his. He's kind of bummed out that like his values, like he wasted his time trying to instill values in his kids and it didn't work and all that stuff. But Brenda's like, no. They have a solid base that you put there. Your character kind of shines through. It was a nice thing to say. But the problem is she doesn't say it in her Miller's Crossing accent.
No, she forgot.
Yep.
Brenda Watts is a heel.
Yep. And Luke catches this immediately and
because like, Luke's so sharp about,
that sounds like a Los Angeles accent to me.
Yeah. So. Are you from Orange County? Yeah, just
Brenda comes clean. Grandpa takes it about as well as you expect. The jig is up, and he leaves. He tells her to write the book anyway to give them city slickers a real belly laugh.
What a boring book. Like, this is what you decided to write about? This?
Moonshine and Moonlights, Mike. Yeah, there's not a lot there, especially because she doesn't even know the Steve Sorrell part of it. Like,
no,
it's
a 6-page book. Done. It's awful.
And most of it is just the lyrics to Turkey on the Turkey.
Well, that's the preface. That's the appendix. Yeah.
The most brazen couple in the history of this show is on deck with no one else, just smooching. Daylight. Middle of the deck.
Not even in the Ken Berry corner either. Nope, just like, come on.
Just going to town. So blatant, in fact, that Dave wakes up from his afternoon siesta.
You can't tell he's awake, though. You can't really tell he's awake, except that he's vertical.
Cynthia sees him, and she's like, damn it. And that gig is now up, too. She immediately says, oh, it's just one of those nutty things. And then...
It's just a kiss.
Then Benson just goes, "Oh, Dave, it's just a kiss. Doesn't mean anything. Never happened before. You're not going to tell my wife, are you?"
Dave, in between yawns, he can't even get words out. He's yawning so much. So I thought if somebody was going to hit somebody, I thought it was going to be right there because Dave Wilbur had the pipe in his mouth, so we knew he was awake.
Yeah, I just thought something. Guillaume kept staying there. Much like Kevin in front of Mr. Barrett. Like I kept waiting for him to get it. Yeah. But he's like, I should be getting hit.
Yeah, but I almost feel like Frank is doing this with Cynthia, not only because Cynthia's allowing it, but Dave's I think he feels like he can. Like he's just Frank's like, alpha, what's Dave going to do?
Yeah, why didn't Julie go after Frank?
I don't know.
There's your rebound.
Well.
Frank's an alpha.
If Frank wanted Julie, Frank would have had Julie. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. He would have figured a way.
When Frank goes to Cynthia with that quote unquote plan, Julie would have been down with that plan.
Oh, super down with that plan. She's trying to. Lauren 2's called back 2 weeks after to be like, is that plan still? Sorry, that's terrible. I'm sorry.
Especially when she's having such a good episode.
Yeah, she is having a great episode.
All right, Benson gets the hell out of there before he gets hit.
Cynthia before he doesn't get hit.
Right. Before he gets fall asleep on him.
Before he falls asleep on him, yeah.
Cynthia admits that she's in love with Frank. Been that way for a long time. Dave's like, all right, you can have a divorce if that's what you want.
Cool.
No sweat. And he just leaves.
And Norman Fell says, whatever you want. You want a divorce? You have a divorce. It's fine. And he shuffles his feet and walks away.
I'm tired of the charade.
Dave doesn't even tie his shoes. He just collapses the back of them. He turns every shoe into a slipper.
He's got slippers on. Would have been great if he was carrying the hot milk.
I always have 2 things on me. 3 things. Shoes with no backs, a pillow, and a cauldron of hot milk.
Cauldron.
Just like Stanley cup of milk. Love milk. Just mellows me out.
I'm pretty high. I'm usually pretty high strung.
I'm pretty. You're lucky you caught me on vacation with me full of milk there, Frank Beloke. Why do we need Richard Roundtree to play Sleepy Dave Wilbur? I don't even understand it.
This could have been anybody.
Anybody. J.J. Walker. God. It could have been.
This is terrible.
And the fact that he played Shaft, that's what makes it even worse. Because it's just like,
Well, it's
You
like,
just you turned over and just let it happen.
and it's like, if you're going to play him understated, if you're going to play him this man who is not reactive, that's okay.
Right.
But it did go to a level beyond that, right?
Right in
Like,
front of him.
any human being would have reacted away, even if you end it the way they ended it, which whether I agree with it or not, but
Any
like
human being would have raised their voice. He didn't even raise his voice.
Yeah, exactly. Or he should have been so like quiet but ominous that Frank got the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Like, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, it should have been like, I think you should leave before I murder you.
And notice Frank didn't go anywhere. Frank was just
Frank
like,
went like right over there.
Come on. It's just
like
what are you talking
he's
about?
like in the background.
He didn't care at all.
No.
Just, I'm Frank frickin' Baloke. What are you going to do?
You know who wouldn't have taken this crap? Floyd Schofield. He's talking to Mama on the deck about their daughter and this city slicker. And Danny shows up to kind of talk to them, but Floyd just keeps talking. He ignores him. He's like, anyway, I'm going to talk to this Steve Sorrell, make sure his intentions are pure with Kitty. Danny's like, wait a minute, Steve Sorrell? And Floyd's like, oh, I'm sorry. This is family business. And I didn't think you cared about that anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, Danny Fields.
And he is gone. Floyd, mic drop.
It was a strong move. Strong move. Confident move.
Absolutely. You don't mess with Floyd like that. Plus, he knows that his mom is hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good for Floyd. He's a good husband.
I will say at this point of the episode, they didn't give Marion Ross much to do in this episode.
Not at all. No.
Like she didn't.
She was fine. She was fine, but it was a waste.
Barely.
Yeah. It was like. Yeah.
You didn't need that name in there because it's just it could have been anybody.
Of all the people, you're right. She really got like. There's just not enough shots.
There's nothing there,
off, right? Like but I agree.
Yeah,
that could have been. That could have been anybody.
Her. Well, maybe she was the one that should have said that shit to Danny instead of Floyd.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. It's just you barely even heard her voice.
You're right, though. It shouldn't have been. It probably just shouldn't have been Marion Ross. It should
have been anybody.
Yeah.
Kern somebody.
All right. All the crew members hate each other now.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Good deal.
Kitty is dumping Elmer.
See you, Elmer.
Elmer comes off pretty good here, though. Like, ultimately, he's like, listen, I'll never stop loving you.
That's not the reaction. That is not the reaction that
no
guy
one
would
reacts the way that a normal person would react in this show, for the most part. Yeah.
I blame it all on Dave. Dave lulled everyone to a sense of, drowsiness. It's just,
is this a carbon monoxide Christmas? Is that the problem?
That's funny. Everyone's slow. Yeah. No one's like, what? No one's upset. The only one upset is Floyd, Luke, and Danny Fields. Really?
Yep. And whoever's plate they broke.
One plate.
Floyd asks Steve what his intentions are with Kitty, and Rich Little's like, respectfully, sir, that's between me and her. Floyd's like,
what the fuck? Who are you?
Oh, you city snickers.
You. You better not.
Damn it, you did it respectfully too. Oh.
Well, that's why Rich Little didn't do impressions, because they would have thought he was a sorcerer. They're like, who? You ain't married my daughter with these sorceress ways.
Yeah, wait, you gonna marry Jimmy Stewart? What?
But hey, dude, I could have heard. I thought Richard Nixon was on this boat. I could have swore I heard him.
Julie asks Doc why everybody hates everybody, and then she gratuitously says you should get Danny for your stupidity club.
Roasted.
Doc's like, my roommates couldn't even pass the entrance exam, which is like the only real Doc zinger in the whole thing.
It's all, he wasn't on his game this week either. He didn't have his lines.
No. Doc and Cynthia are debriefing on the sitch on the deck. Frank is happy to hear that Dave's not going to tell Maura, but let's cool your jets on this whole divorce thing now.
Yeah, hold on. Whoa, hey, look, just cool out for a while. And then when Dave relaxes, which Dave's pretty relaxed right now.
Like 15 minutes.
15 minutes tops. We'll get back. Frank's an asshole, man.
Yeah, this was like where it went from Okay, so he's just a bad dude.
Yeah,
Like,
he's just a bad dude.
So basically, Cynthia's like, now we can finally be together, and Frank's like, well, I can't afford divorce. Divorce is expensive.
Whoa.
I don't make that kind of money.
Whoa, what's wrong with? Yeah, that's a.
So I guess he knows he's dead to rights. So Maura could take him for everything. I guess is.
I don't know why she just didn't take him for everything.
Yeah, maybe she did. I mean, there's still no reason that
No, that's
didn't.
true.
But don't forget, at this point, he thinks he still has it over Maura. He thinks she's blind to all this.
But is it a proper comeuppance that she knows, or that's not?
It's a proper comeuppance at the end when she says, I still want the divorce.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think he gets it at the end. Not as much for Cynthia.
No, she's just...
But we've kind of hinted at it. But basically, Frank's plan is that they should lay low, go try and patch things up with Dave. Then when he's least suspects it, start over again. Cynthia's like, this is a terrible plan.
Doesn't make any sense here.
Frank's the worst. We are really loading up on the worst here lately.
It's one of those episodes. It's just, we're going to have like 5 nominees from one episode.
Act 8. Brenda is talking to Steubing about the whole Luke thing. Asks if he's ever fallen for someone who didn't quite fit into your life. And Steubing says yes. Who? I have a guess, but I wanted to see what you thought.
Well, I mean, there was an issue before with the Stacy part. He chose the C. That was the life he chose. He can't be talking about that woman that came back that made him look like a fool standing there.
I don't think it's her. My official guess is the fortune teller.
Fair enough.
They were very different. He did try.
Yeah.
He really did try, like to the point where he like, and weirdly, I think that's the best relationship he's had.
Yeah.
Did they like do something the week after? Like,
yeah, because they were gonna, and they left the boat, and
So, and he slept on the deck that day too.
He did.
So I thought that was interesting. But I don't know. We don't know. We'll never know who they actually mean.
No, I don't know who.
But
unless there's going to be something in the future with like a backstory to it. Yeah. We should just ask Marion Ross since she's here, you know?
Marion Ross is still alive.
Really?
Yeah. How about that?
We would not have expected that.
She's like in her 90s. Yeah.
Good for her. Good for her.
Steve proposes to Kitty, and she says yes. Brenda and Luke are in an elevator, and she ain't gonna write the book, and she's kind of sweet on Grandpa, even though he's a stubborn mule and all that stuff. And it's basically like they're
city mouse and country mouse is basically what it's just kind of there's no reality.
Didn't end well for Country Frog though, real well. So City Dog Country Frog.
You better get used to neck bones, Brenda. Good luck.
We find out that Vicky's cabin is next to Steubing's, which I think was probably the most important thing that we learned in this episode. So that at least makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go for Doc.
But where does he sleep though? Because Steubing doesn't sleep in his office; he has a cabin. But is that now Vicky's cabin?
No, I think the office, when you first walk in, it's the office.
Yeah.
And then the cabin is attached to it. Because we've seen when he lures old people into the cabin, then he goes back through that door.
I just thought that was
his tiny office that we only really saw in season 2 has kind of disappeared. So
he's just got the one with like that leather couch and the desk and no TV. Yeah. They got rid of the TV.
TV's gone, but he still has the table. That's where he was given, good advice last week. So
I'll tell you what, any ship captain's going to be like, no, you're not taking my off. You know what I mean? Like,
but
we'll figure something else out.
What would have happened if the sprinklers took down like 3 passenger cabins? Like, they don't have any spare rooms.
You can't wait a day.
Also, there are other crew members on this boat. Like Anderson, is Anderson just got a huge room by himself? He's just like, see y'all, it's me and the snake.
He's got a king size cardboard box that he sleeps on. Yeah, that is weird.
All right, Gopher and Doc are arguing in the cabin when Steubing shows up. Isaac approaches, doing another version of his song, and Steubing runs away. Maura and Frank are chatting, and it's not going well for Frank. This is where Guillaume probably, in my mind, saves himself from the fell, although I'm not sure.
He just wakes up for the last 2 minutes of the episode.
When he gives us an, oh, hell, and then an, oh, damn.
That was good. It was good. I will say, you know what? You're really back now, those. Robert Guillaume.
He really put the salt on those.
You know what? I'm going to cross your name off of a list that I had already formed about this episode.
Nominated for sure, but yeah. Maura basically beats the hell out of Frank and tells him that she wants a divorce. Steve asks Kitty if she told her folks yet, and Kitty's like, nah, I want that to be a secret for us for a little longer. But then he gives her some other answers that she's not cottoning to, like, you see, they're going to be flying all over the place and living out of suitcases, and they're just not going to have a lot of time for family. And Kitty, you know, in the 14 minutes she's thought about this relationship, didn't really think about that too much.
She's too busy spending the night and accepting proposals with weird engagement rings with these clear rocks in them, and not a piece of corn.
Sorcerer Diamond.
Sorcerer Diamond, exactly. The Diamond does impressions, too.
The Schofields are back to listen to Danny against the protests of the men. Mama wanted them to come.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Maybe, let's see what happens. Give him a shot. Give the kid a shot.
Julie gives a much less flowery introduction to Danny.
She's like, here's this asshole, basically.
I don't know who found him. Steubing found him. Danny gets up on stage, but then he sees Kitty crying, and he tells the band, hang on a second.
Hang on.
And he runs over to the table, and he tells Steve that he best not have made his little sister cry. And Rich Little's like, what? You're what?
I love how he slips into like his yokel speak.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah. So before Rich Little can even process the fact that, all these people are related, it is busting loose in Cox County, my friend.
Time to go. Where's Steubing when a fight breaks out?
Osmond grabs Rich Little and drags him to the back. This is where a plate breaks, and we hear a lot of
One plate.
Are you stringing my sister along? We hear a lot of yelling and all this stuff before they go to the back. Then they go to the back, and basically, Danny Fields is like, are you stringing my sister along? And then Rich Little's like, if that's the way you want it. So he's squaring up, but then the rest of the Schofields show up, and I think Rich Little thinks better of it once he sees those ham hocks of Slim Pickens.
Let me just say for the record, Rich Little would have wiped the floor with Donny Osmond in physical combat, but not Slim Pickens.
Yeah, the only impression he would have been making would have been on the floor. So.
No kidding. He would have done his best impression as a vegetable. Yes, vegetable.
Kitty cools everybody's jets, saying that it's her, not him, that doesn't want to get married anymore. And this is kind of a hard one for Rich Little to take. While all this tumult is going on, Julie, once again, killing it, introduces the band, tells everybody
Best
just
band
to dance.
in the land.
Yeah. Just sorry about the mess. Like, basically, great job by Julie. So Danny and the rest of the Schofields leave. No fight to be had.
No fight, unfortunately.
And basically, Kitty tells Rich Little that it ain't going to work. She loves her family too much. Enjoy France. Danny's protection of his sister has earned him back in the family's good graces, and all is well with the kin.
Everything's forgiven.
Danny jumps on the stage, and basically the band cuts like bang, like immediately from the song they were playing.
One of the tightest bands I've ever seen in my life.
Really,
yeah.
It's like, but it's over. It's over. So Danny's like, you know what? I'm gonna play a special song, one that's near and dear to my mama. And they
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
Yeah, and the whole band knew it right away.
The whole band knows Country Roads. And it's not that they know Country Roads, because it's a pretty popular song at the
He
time.
didn't even tell him the song.
They know the backtracking. They know everything. There is like a 17-part harmony in this thing. It's like
the American Idol band. They're just amazing.
It is a very Vegas version of a song that I have heard a lot in much better contexts, and it is a tough version.
Yeah, I was not. He really Reno'd this thing up, didn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's. I was gonna reach out to some of our West Virginia natives for some feedback. I didn't get a chance to, but I'm pretty sure I know what they would have thought.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. I don't think it would have been favorable.
Yeah. Fun fact: they sing "Country Roads" at a wedding in West Virginia. They do not sing this version of it. So
I was gonna say, like, I remember singing this song. Well, not this song.
Right.
But it was not this version.
Not this version. Now, can you imagine? We're all in a circle and it's just like, oh my God.
We got the keyboard player holding a guitar for each of us. Like, it's a huge pain. Yeah, no. This was.
And that's Traveling Band.
Yeah, Traveling Band. That's the song. He's going to, you know what? I've really had some time to think about what I want to play. I want to go with Traveling Band.
Again. Jeez. Let's Travel Band again.
What was he going to play if he didn't play this? Like a cover of like Get Back by the Beatles, like a jazzy, like what were you going to do?
It was going to be La Bamba.
Just, it probably was going to be La Bamba, right. The Love Boat.
Grandpa asked Brenda if she wants to take a walk under the moonlight so they can get that title. But also, this is nice. They don't try to understand how this is going to go. They're just taking a walk through the moonlight. That's it. They didn't try to like get married or figure out how it'll go. This a lesson to all you Hallmark couples out there. You don't have to figure out the logistics right away.
Yeah. Enjoy every step. That's what I always say.
That is what you always say. Danny apologizes to Steve, but Steve says he would have done the same thing, just trying to protect her. Steve also says Danny's going to be a star one day. He's got a good future ahead of him. Really enjoy that performance. It's a shame he doesn't need any country acts, though. Wah, wah.
In other words, you burn this bridge, buddy.
Exactly. Is that Gift of the Magi?
No. There's nobody got a gift. I don't get married, and you don't. Yeah, I don't help you. So it's whatever I don't know what's the opposite of a gift. Curse of the Magi. I don't know.
Yeah, Curse of the Magi. Act 9, but first, the Love Boat will continue in a moment. Dave and Cynthia are, I think, at the Pirates Cove, or this is where the villain got slapped in the first episode of the season. It's that spot we've seen a few times.
Yeah, it's a very popular spot, yeah.
They're talking about what's next. Dave tells Cynthia that she can come home and figure it out. Cynthia needs to figure out what she wants, and then Dave and Cynthia can figure out what they want. Mike, your thoughts on this handling of the situation by Dave?
Yeah, Dave's just tired. Dave's like, look, you do whatever you want. I'll be sleeping. Married, schmarried. Whatever. I don't care. I'm Dave frickin' Wilbur.
Wilbur.
Cynthia's just going to cheat on him with some other dude.
I mean,
it's just inevitable.
It's weird because it's Richard Roundtree, but it would have been weird with almost any character that wasn't like just a nebbish character, right? Like, so
you just take it.
Yeah. Like at some level, you got to stand up for yourself. Even if you end up staying, even if you are the person that can forgive this, which I'm not saying anything about that, but you have to, it's okay to be mad. It's okay to go beat the shit out of Frank.
Totally. I almost feel like there was an opportunity here to be like at the end, be like, oh, where's Dave? Oh, I don't know. He got up early and left.
Yeah, he got up early and left.
Just something.
He also told me to throw out my clothes.
And all the pillows are gone, so we know Dave's not here.
All right, this is rapid fire because we're getting the hell off this boat. Steubing pulls a Murphy, the fortune teller, and sleeps on the deck chair. Maura tells Frank, no chance, we're still getting divorced.
Done.
Danny didn't get his big break, but he got something more important, Mike, his family.
Is it?
The family says their goodbyes. Tells them to keep in touch. Also tells the crew to stop on by next time they're in Cater's Corner.
Well, they can take the boat there just like they did. They brought it to the Caribbean. I'm sure they could sail that thing down whatever rivers over there.
Kitty says goodbye to Rich Little. Steubing tries to get into Brenda's book, but she's already got somebody between the covers. The book cover, that is. Shut up, Steubing. Gopher jokes that the Schofields are from Brooklyn. Act 10.
Witness protection program again. It's that Scott Baio El Paso thing. Yeah.
Elmer asks if Kitty wants to go to a dance back home next week. Kitty says that she needs some time, but that, she's not Scarlett O'Hara, and then she'll be calling for him sooner or later. Come on, man. Come on, Elmer. Have some self-respect. What do you go to the Dave Wilbur School of Self-Respect? Come on.
Take that horrible ring back. Stand up straight, Elmer.
You have a successful farm. You will do quite well in Cater's Corner.
You're a hot commodity. And your name's Elmer? Come on.
It's not just that, but also Elmer dated Lonnie Anderson, so that's going to be good word of mouth for him as well. And he was wronged. And he was wronged.
Yeah.
You're the aggrieved, Elmer. Cynthia tries to apologize to Maura, but it does not go well.
No, hell no.
Nobody means to hurt anybody, but it all ended up in tatters anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this could have been somebody getting hit.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. That would have
been
a
good slap? Big old Maura slap?
Finally, she smacks Cynthia.
Yeah. Vicky runs downstairs to inform everybody that the sprinklers are broken again. And looks like Stubing's cabin got flooded. Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Looks like
Stubing did it himself. He's like, I'd rather sleep in a wet bed than share my room with anybody.
Gopher is going to have a dry cabin, but it looks like he'll be having a roommate now, Meryl Stubing.
Oof.
And that is episode 16, a very, very, very long
episode. All right.
Totals and a recap. King of the Mountain.
No.
Best episode is the two-part with the cheerleaders, episode 9. Worst episode was last week, Charo. This is definitely the lesser of the 3 two-parters that we've had this season, for sure.
Oh, easily. Just by volume. Like, it's just not a concentrated good episode. It's just diluted,
Like I said, I think this is probably more an indication of the season we've had. There's probably a world where it probably is the 3rd best episode of the season, though. Like, there is a lot of good in here. And like we said, I think they could have pared it down to a great episode, but it's definitely not what we thought, which was, the two-parters are going to dominate. And
well, they should. I mean, you have so much, you have double the opportunity, but also the opportunity to fail. I don't think this was the worst episode.
Oh, overall? No way.
No,
not at all. No.
But again, if you'd made one episode out of this would have been one hell of an episode.
Yeah. The bones are there for a great episode. This is just a good episode with a lot of good performances.
You'd have to recast Richard Roundtree. You got to have somebody with a pulse in that. I don't know who, but
Norman Fell.
Change it. He wouldn't care either.
Willie Tyler. King of the Mountain. Was that? Wow, I wrote King of the Mountain. Good job. After 10 acts, I guess you're in a steam. Captain of the Week.
This is an easy one. I never write these down before we do these shows. I go Julie.
She was great.
I thought it was a strong Julie episode.
She was great. I agree with that. I went with the Eve Arden Slim Pickens combination. I understand why you didn't like that, but I really did enjoy Eve Arden especially. And then just a quick shout out to Lonnie Anderson. As we said, I thought she was really good.
I thought so.
In a tough spot there. Could have gone, I think, a lesser performance and it goes very bad.
I agree.
Right. If that was pick any of these dumb blondes we've had over the years that aren't Judy Landers, this would have been really bad.
This would have been a good Judy Landers one, right?
It would have been a good Judy Landers one, but it would have been a bad
non-Judy Landers one, basically. You could have the wrong person in this role.
Yeah. All right.
What is that?
Walk the plank. Who's the worst of this week?
Oh, it's Richard Roundtree. Without a doubt. He didn't even have a pulse. There was no... What is that? What do you got going on over there? What do you got going on?
It's the Grinch. Playing a trombone.
Oh. I mean, it is a Christmas episode. I go Richard Roundtree on that. I almost gave Captain of the Week to the Grinch just then. But no, Richard Roundtree has walked the plank.
I went with Frank.
Frank because he's the worst, or I'm doing it for effort. Like,
no, I get it, but I think like Frank is the actual villain. You convinced me more about Dave. I was coming into this tonight before we started recording, saying that the Norman Fell would have gone to Guillaume, if not for saving himself at the end.
Yeah.
In part because I was so disappointed to have him wasted. Now, to your point, Dave Wilbur's performance was the other version of that. So they both deserve some of the worst. But I will.
Two good people, you know?
I agree. But I will say this.
Yeah.
Impressive that you have a very cartoony storyline with all the hillbilly type stuff, and none of them were the worst, including Donny Osmond, actually, who wasn't. His acting was better than his singing.
That's true. He wasn't very likable, but that was by design.
That was I part
couldn't.
Of it, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
Not
hit
saying
him with the walk
great,
the
but he wasn't bad.
No, he wasn't offensive.
Right.
He played the role of. I think he effectively played the role of Danny Fields.
Yeah.
It was believable.
And also the flooded cabin storyline sucked.
That's stupid.
Except for Stubing, it was brutal. So
awful.
That's totals and a recap for this very long week.
Plugs, hitting season, Patreon, absolutely hammered. This is the Phillies podcast you need. Grab your bat, your cap, and your Phillies pride. Crack open a beer and enjoy a weekly Phillies happy hour. Chris Jones, Justin Clue, and our very own Mike Robertson. Check out Absolutely Hammered on the Hitting Season Patreon. You can find us anywhere and everywhere you can find your audio podcast. Please hit that subscribe button, leave a review. You can check out our video podcast on YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button and leave a review. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Look for weekly reels and updates. No email this week. You can send email to us. We'd love to hear from you to theloveboatproject@gmail.com. Mike, next episode, 2 notes. Number 1, Vicki Lawrence is back. This time without Dick Van Patten.
Is she still writing for Scuttlebutt?
We'll see.
I hope so.
And then we welcome and we hope that Joe Namath is a better actor than Bucky Dent. And we will find out
Joe Namath.
next episode. Wasn't he playing for the Rams at this point?
Isn't he done in 1980? Wait, we've had a lot of sports this year.
Yeah, it's been, what's that Super Bowl thing?
Namath will be good though, right? Like,
I mean, he's not an actor.
He's not an actor, but he's like playing Joe Namath. I think you could write that well. I don't know. I'm holding hope for that.
Maybe he's going to play a character that's trying out for a baseball team. He's just the opposite of the Bucky Dent role. I mean, it can't be worse than that.
It can't be worse than Bucky Dent. Bucky Dent will, whatever the opposite of the governor's award we're giving out, it'll be Bucky Dent. That'll be our last. Okay.
What's that?
Go.
No. I was just saying, is that our last episode of?
That will be our last episode of 2025. Yeah.
Wow.
So we will be getting that one in right on the wire. This, of course, is our last episode before Christmas. But yeah, we will have an episode the Monday before New Year's. So yeah, we're rounding out the year 3, I guess, technically, but still, and we're now getting towards the back end of the season. Once we get through December, I think it's
going to fly by.
Yeah, it really does. The stubbies are closer than you can imagine.
Man, 67 episodes in, or 67. Right. Yeah.
But thanks to everyone for listening. Wish everybody a happy holidays. Hope this incredibly long episode was the gift under the tree that you all wanted. So thanks to Mike. Thanks to all the decor that we put together. Thanks to the Grinch. And really thanks to Dave Wilbur for bringing the heat.
For what?
We will talk to you all again next time. But until then, have a great Christmas. And thanks for listening.
Hi, everyone. It's Fred Grandy.
And I'm Ted Land.
And I'm Jill Whelan.
And you may remember us from your favorite TV show, The Love Boat.
And now we're back together and ready to embark on a brand new adventure.
Each week on the Love Boat podcast, exciting and new, we'll be joined by old friends, favorite guest stars, and more to share stories from our time aboard the Love Boat.
And let's be honest, anything that pops up into our heads.
We have too many stories to tell.
We've had so many amazing amazing guest stars on The Love Boat, people who became lifelong friends.
And so, we got together with some to laugh, to reminisce, and to swap stories about life on set and the bonds that still bring us together decades later.
Friends like Loretta Swit and Jamie Farr, Cynthia Lauren Tweez, Morgan Fairchild, Jimmy Walker, and more.
We can't wait to welcome you aboard.
Listen to the Love Boat Podcast every Saturday wherever you get your podcasts.